Bam. Shalom, Israel. We're the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under the leadership of Commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? This is Tuesday's Brotherhood class. We're streaming live from the city of Austin, Texas. You know what I'm saying? We're about to start class. In the meantime, we're going to play a song for y'all to get ready. Get your pen and pad ready, and do yourself a nation, or do yourself a favor, and do your nation a favor. Like, share, and subscribe this class on as many other social media platforms as possible, all right? So stay tuned for about 2-3 minutes, and we'll come back, and we'll get started on today's topic.
Hey, I'm just following orders. Let me get one of those slow motion pictures, bro. One of the slow motion pictures.
You gotta shoot at 60 frames per second.
Come on,
They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move it coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. Coming up on my bullshit. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like that, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, keep on sobbing, got this bitch off the hand, got this juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, this is salt. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move it coach shit. Hey! One West! One West! One West! One West! One West! Coming up on my I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settling? See, you locked up, fuck up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on his beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fucking scared some. Get the banging on his beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow Air Ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. Doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit, lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third, lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all stepping, kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, what you doing life. These hands are rude GPS, a mean right. That's mean right, we build different, you know the vibes. And we saved it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Know it's hard, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap, when I'm with cap again. Yeah, they said they want smoking, so we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move it coach shit. Cause if they make the wrong move it coach shit. See me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hit that raw shit. Coming up on my bullshit.
All right, Most High in Christ. Shalom, Israel. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for your patience. Thank you for sitting through for that song. We gave you enough time. You know what I'm saying? To get your pen and pads ready and your questions ready for today's topic. You know what I'm saying? I'm Priest Officer of 50, Razana Yash. We also have Priest Officer of 50, Damakia, in today's class, and Trooper Yahaja. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ with the water for the sister today, cooking for today's class. You know what I'm saying? This is Tuesday's Brotherhood class, streaming live from the city of Austin, Texas. You know what I'm saying? The topic of today's class, we want to get right into it. You know what I'm saying? The title of the class is They Turned Not. UFOs, so-called UFOs, are the chariots of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? UFO means an unidentified flying object, or sometimes they call it a UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon. But here in the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, we break down and uncover the mysteries of these so-called UFOs, man. We don't call them UFOs, we call them what they are according to the scriptures, man. These are chariots. These are the chariots of the Most High, man. These are the spacecrafts that we've been seeing in the skies for thousands of years, man. You know what I'm saying? We break all mysteries. We uncover the dark sayings of these scriptures, man. We bring out to light everything that we see in the material world, man. You know what I'm saying? We are not Christians here in the ISPK. We back up everything that we teach to our people, so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites of the Bible. We back up everything we teach by scriptures, man. Precept upon precept, line upon line, man. Right. A lot of y'all on the outside looking in, on the outside of the truth looking in, think we're arrogant, we're too aggressive. You know, so we're too revolutionary, we're too controversial, man. But listen, man, we have the answers for everything, man. Here in the ICPK, man. We're gonna give you the universal practical breakdown for everything you need to know on the three-dimensional plane, man. You know what I'm saying? All the mysteries are uncovered here, man. I need to give us a chance to quit being naysayers, man. Quit being doubters. You know what I'm saying? Like I say all the time, if you doubt, that's all right, man. But don't just doubt for the sake of doubting. Doubting should lead you to seek answers, man. Doubting should lead you to start asking questions about what is going on in the world around me, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're a Black, Latino, or Native American, the ISUPK is your home. It is the home of the truth. It is the home of your culture. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to teach our people wrong, man. We want our people to come home, come back to these scriptures, which is the living word, man. The Bible is a holy record, man, a separate record for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. The Bible is more than just a list of do's and don'ts, man. It's more than just a list of rules. It has your history in there, Israel. It has your past, present, and future. You know what I'm saying? The Bible is a manual for warfare and cultural preservation for Israelites, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. And it is also a book of science, man. You know what I'm saying? We are in the midst of World War III. All the other nations are gathering together. Everyone's fleeing to their own, according to the scriptures, like it says, man. Everyone's going to their corner. For Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are stiff-necked people, and we don't know what corner we belong to, man. We're pleading with our people to come into the gates, come into the doors of the ISUPK, because our doors are open 24/7, 365, man. When the doors to the Christian church have been closed since March of 2020, when the pandemic popped off, man. The Christian church is the house of lies, the house of pedophilia, homosexuality, the house of pork eating, breaking all the laws, man. The Christian church is the house of sensationalism, man. There is nothing wholesome or righteous in the Christian church, man. But our people are comfortable. We are homeborn slaves and used to being taught the Bible the way our slave masters taught us, man. But we're here trying to brainwash our people, beckoning them to come home, do the 90 days if you're a brother, do your 6 months if you're a sister, and put on your new spirit, man. The spirit you were supposed to have since birth, man. Clean yourself up, get into class, ask questions, and learn something about your culture, man. Learn something about, you know what I'm saying, the glory that you're supposed to be manifesting for all the other nations to see, man. You know, so we're supposed to put our culture on a candlestick, man, so they can give light to everybody in our immediate surroundings, man. We're no cowards here in the ISCPK. We're not cowards when it comes to living our culture according to these scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? We're about to bust through, you know what I'm saying, break through all the conspiracy theories about what these so-called UFOs that we've been seeing that all the other nations that the governments have been seeing and recording lately, man. You know what I'm saying? And to cut to the chase, the UFOs are the spacecraft, man. They are Israel's army, the Lord of hosts, man. But let's get into it. And listen, man, before we get started, you know, let me make one more thing clear, man. The ISUPK is not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite group. You know, so we're going to give you the scripture breakdowns here in the ISUPK. When all these other so-called Hebrew Israelite groups are going to give you the scripture breakdowns, man. They're only based on their credibility based on what we teach our people here, man. And these very classes right here, man. So tune in, you know, start get ready to take notes and ask us some questions, man. If I don't get to your question, you know what I'm saying, on the live stream, then perhaps Officer Tamaka will chime in, man. You know, so this is the homeland of the truth. We're trying to wake our people up, man. We're not gonna lie to our people, man, because we give a damn about our people. So don't get me started, man. All right, but listen. The topic of today's class are the chariots, man. The so-called UFOs, man. But it's more than just that. It's more than just, you know what I'm saying, spacecraft, you know what I'm saying, and so-called shooting stars up in the sky, man. These chariots, when we see them, they're doing God's bidding, man. They are under the Most High's orders, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't show up unprompted, random, or coincidentally, man. You know, so they show up under the Most High's order, under the Most High's direction. You know what I'm saying? Everything is under the Most High's foot, man. The earth is the Most High's footstool. And we are subject to the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Right. And there's a consequence for when you follow the law, statutes, and commandments. And there's the other side of that, man. There's the curses that you catch when you don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, man. You know what I'm saying? These chariots, when you see a chariot, that means it is here to do business, man. It's not here to be a spectacle, so you can take selfies. You know what I'm saying? And take pictures of it and share them on social media, man. These UFOs are here for a reason. They're doing the Most High's bidding. You know what I'm saying? And you got to understand, you got to be on the right side of these scriptures when they come to planet Earth to do their work, man. To do what they were ordered to do. But before we get too heavy into it, let me give you some background, man. What really matters most, man? It's our culture. It's the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Our cultural rule book, man. That's what the scriptures is all about, man. And it's only written for Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. We're the Most High's portion, man. He has chosen us to be set apart above all the nations of the planet Earth, man. And these spacecraft, these so-called UFOs, these chariots, you know what I'm saying, they are here for your favor, in your favor, in your defense, man. But listen, if you're on the wrong side of the truth, if you're not in the truth, listen, you're gonna catch the curses, man. You're gonna catch the wrath by way of these chariots, man. We want our people. Look, it is our prayer that all of Israel be saved, man. You know, so we don't want y'all to catch the boom, man. Like I say, we don't want y'all to catch these flames, catch the fury of the Most High, and that's what these chariots are here to do as well, man. So don't get comfortable, man. Stay in class and learn something today, man. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 27 and verse 1, if y'all could. Oh, what's it, the mark? You got it?
27 and 1.
For Deuteronomy chapter 27, verse 1. What's it say?
I got it.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 27, verse 1. And Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people.
Commanded the who?
The people.
Moses, with the elders of Israel, commanded the people. Who are these people, man? These people, this is your first time tuning into a class on ISCPK. The people are Israelites. The people are Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Moses was a black man, man, from the tribe of Levi, a so-called Haitian, man. Moses with the elders, man, the leadership of Israel, all Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. They came together and commanded us, Israelites. They commanded us. These are the men in our leadership positions, man. The ones we look up to, the ones who set the examples, man. You know what I'm saying? We are all culture keepers here in the ISUPK, man. Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. We're trying to wake up our people, man. And the priests and prophets in the ISUPK, We are ordained to wake our people up, to teach them
Right.
according to the scriptures, man, according to the law, man. Moses and the elders, listen, you were looking at them here in the ICPK. You're looking at them when you see Commanding General Yohana, man. All the generals, the captains, and the officers, man. We are the leadership for our people, man. And we are commanding you, saying, go ahead.
Saying, keep all the commandments.
No, keep some of the commandments.
Keep all the commandments.
No, only keep the commandments you feel comfortable with.
Keep all the commandments.
Keep all the commandments, go ahead.
Which I command you this day.
Which I command you this day, man. This day, right now. If you're listening to this class right now, you are ordered and you are obligated to follow all the commandments written in the Bible if you're a Black, Latino, and Native American, man. There's no way around it, man. We're not going to teach our people otherwise, man. We're not going to freestyle these scriptures, man. We're going to teach them precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little, man. Because what you see behind these screens, what you see, you know, I'm saying the work that we do in ICPK, this is real love, man. These brothers here in ICPK, they sacrificed to put away their old selves and made it an actual permanent change. We have actually repented against our old selves to turn around and wake up our people, man. That in itself is an act of love, an act of allegiance. You know what I'm saying? We know who our corner is. You know what I'm saying? We know who we belong to. We know what our identity is, man. Our identity as Israelites has been stolen from us. Our culture, which is the law, statutes, and commandments. And we are commanding our people this day, he who has an ear to hear, to keep all the commandments, man. Immediately. ASAP, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me Deuteronomy 28 and verse 1, if you could.
I got it.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
If thou shalt hearken what?
Diligently.
Go ahead.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
The Lord who?
The Lord thy God.
The Lord thy God is real. The God of the Bible, the God of the 1611 King James version of the Bible, is the God of Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, Israelites. Man. You know what I'm saying? And you should hearken diligently, fervently, man, with zeal, to keep your culture, to keep the culture that the Most High gave us, man. And Most High is not giving us any excuses for not knowing, man. It is written in a book. All the other nations know that our Bible is written for us. All the other nations know who the Israelites are, man. Even our oppressor, the so-called white man of the nation of Edom, the Edomites, they know who we are, man. You know what I'm saying? He is the master oppressor on the planet Earth, man. All the other nations have taken part in removing our minds from the memories of our elders, man, like Moses, man. They've gone out of their way deliberately to remove us from our culture, to keep us under a spell of lies, man. You know what I'm saying? We are commanding our people this day to hearken diligently unto the voice of your God, Israel, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. One more time from the top.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass.
It shall come to pass. Go ahead.
If thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
To observe and what?
And to do all his commandments.
To observe and to do. If y'all been following the classes that I teach, whether in the classroom or on the streets, you know I gotta stop when it comes to the word do. Do is a 2-letter action word, man. You can't just read the law, statutes, and commandments. You can't just reiterate them from memory, the law, statutes, and commandments. You have to do them, man. You have to put into practice what is written on the paper, man. The words of the Bible is a living word, man. And the only way you can bring it to life is if you do what it says. You know what I'm saying? If you gird your loins and say, I am an Israelite, man, and my culture is written in the Bible. And my culture is based on the law, statutes, and commandments. I'm not just going to read about them. I'm not just going to simply know them. I'm going to do them. I'm going to keep my feast days. I'm going to keep the 10 Commandments. I'm going to refrain from eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. I'm going to refrain from practicing the other feast days of these heathen nations. Man. I'm going to observe and to do all his commandments. Go ahead.
which I command thee this day.
Starting now, today, not tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Not you know what I'm saying? Not after tomorrow's bacon breakfast. Not after I finish that bag of weed I just bought. I'm gonna start practicing my culture today, man. Go ahead, sir.
If I could, what the priest is bringing is so heavy, we'd rather follow man's hours.
Mm-hmm.
We'd rather follow man's time and schedule when the Most High is a terrible power. And all he wants you to do is be jealous like he is.
That's right.
He wants you to follow his laws, statutes, commandments, so you can have that reward tenfold of what this world is offering you, man. We living in a society where we are doomed and set up for failure.
That's right.
When the Most High sets us up to be warriors, men of war, and righteous men, man.
That's right.
What's better than that? Being in the bondage? You continue doing what you're doing. But Lord willing, y'all hear what this priest is telling you, man.
That's right.
Lord willing, y'all hear the priests and prophets on the command of Junior Hunter in every state and city, man.
Right.
Keep blazing, priest.
That's right. God damn it. Listen, man. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are comfortable with living under oppression, man. We are comfortable living in lies. We're comfortable living in handouts and taking on the philosophies and doctrines of these other nations, man. But we're trying to tell you to come into the school. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get you back into your culture, man. We are diamonds. We are jewelry, man. And the only way you can be polished is if you continue to stay in these classes, man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all want to live out there in the world and live a dingy lifestyle, man. Living in filth, living unclean, eating unclean foods, polluting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Living toxic lifestyles, man. You know what I'm saying? Living comfortably in filth, man. Listen, man. We are jewelry, man. We're the most highest portion, man. Right. Come into class, be polished, man. Let your light shine, man. Let your culture shine and be a representative, man, of your people, man. According to the scriptures, man. You know what I'm saying? We are a living culture. We are a spiritual people, man. You know what I'm saying? We're not about, you know what I'm saying? This isn't sensationalist teaching, man. This isn't a motivational speech, man. This ain't Joel Osteen back here, man. This ain't Lakewood Church, man. This is hardcore truth, man. For Israelites, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it starts with observing and doing the law, statutes, and commandments this day, man. Right now, man. ASAP. Go ahead.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
The Lord thy God, the God of Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans will what? Set us what?
Will set thee on high.
No, below.
On high.
Comfortably below.
On high.
Go ahead.
Above all nations.
Just some of the nations.
Above all nations.
Wait, we can be equal to the European nations.
Above all nations.
Go ahead.
Of the earth.
Of the earth, man. That's a promise, man. That's written in the Bible. Israelites, Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, we are destined, we are supposed to be set above all the other nations, man. Set on high. You know what I'm saying? We are asleep. We are comfortable being on the bottom, man. We're supposed to be the head and not the tail. Right. We're supposed to be set on high above all the nations on the very planet, man. Thus saith the Lord, as it is written, man. We're not out here freestyling these scriptures, Israel. You better get into class, man, if you want to get, you know what I'm saying? If you want to sit in the seat of rulership, you know what I'm saying? We're too comfortable and we're asleep, being on the bottom, man. We love lies. We love being stomped on, man. We love living in oppression, man. I better wake up out of that slumber, man. We are stuck, man. Israelites, we are a stiff-necked people, man. Give me verse 2, if you could.
Okay, son. Verse 2. And all these blessings shall come on thee.
All these what?
All these blessings shall come on thee.
All these blessings, man. And we're so used to being cursed. We're so used to being, you know, living filthy lifestyles. We don't even know what it means to be blessed. And so we don't know what a blessing looks like, man. We think blessing is all about money and fame, man. But it's more than that, man. Israel, if you want to be truly blessed, you got to make a commitment. You have to make a permanent change, man. You have to repent, man. You have to die to your old self. Put on your new spirit, man, the spirit you were supposed to be born with. So that you can catch the blessings and not the curses, man. Go ahead. From the top.
Time. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 2.
Go ahead.
And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If, man, that's my other favorite 2-letter word, man. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, man. If is a conditional word, man. Everybody wants to believe that God loves everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? God loves everybody without question. But if you want to be seen by God, if you want God to love you, there's conditions, man. You know what I'm saying? There's sacrifices to be made. There's obedience. If you want to catch the blessings instead of the curses, you have to hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God and hearken diligently and put into practice diligently the law, statutes, and commandments. And there's no way around it, man. So there's no way to have one foot in the world and one foot in the truth, man. Because you will be found out, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me verse 3.
Verse 3. Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field.
Blessed shalt thou be in the city, and blessed shalt thou be in the field, man. That's rulership. That's black and brown supremacy, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to take back your culture. You have to take back this Bible. You have to take back this law, statutes, and commandments so you can be blessed. Blessed in the city and in the field, man. You know what I'm saying? This is a hardcore truth. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I'm trying to lift up our spirit and give tough love to Israelites because we are stiff-necked people. We don't want to believe these words that are written in the Bible, man. You know what I'm saying? We are trying to encourage our people to get into the truth, to come home, because World War III is among us, man. All the other nations are going to their corners, man. Israelites, we need y'all to come home so that we can all catch these blessings and be set on high above all the other nations on the planet, man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about warfare here, man. Think about the bigger picture, man. You know what I'm saying? There is a war going on, and our people are asleep because we want to continue smoking weed and cigarettes, man, and living it up on 6th Street. You know what I'm saying? We got to come back home and change our ways, man. You know what I'm saying? The ICP, the doors of the ICPK is the bunker, man. This is your bunker, man. This is the what do you call it? The bomb shelter for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. There's no other place on the planet, man. Only here in the ICPK under Commanding General Your Honor.
That's right.
Catch these blessings, man, here in the ICPK, man. If you want a shot at rulership and being set on high above all the nations, man, the Spirit of Christ lives here, man, in the ICPK, man. Give me Matthew 5 and 17. Got any questions here? Shout out to Officer Naqual 500, Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ. Shout out to Desiree Ellis. You know what I'm saying? She's checking in from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Most High in Christ. All right. Young man Jason, you in the building too? Shit, Most High in Christ, man. Ask us any questions you got, man. If we don't answer them now, we're gonna make a point to reach out to you and wake up our people, man. That's our job, man. As ordained priests and prophets and officers of the ICPK, it is our job, our vocation, to wake up our people, man. Not enough of our people are asking questions, man. They're comfortable being doubters and naysayers, man. Thinking that they can get by being pot smoking YouTube scholars, man. Hell no, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta come from the other side of the camera and into the school, man. And put on your culture, man, and wake up and be brought back to life, man. What did I ask for? Salak, Matthew 5 and 17. 1 second, so let me add the game real quick. 5 and 17. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 17. Think not.
Think what?
Think not.
Think not. Go ahead.
That I am come to destroy the law.
Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Jesus Christ, a dark-skinned black man from the tribe of Judah, said, think not. Get it out of your head. Don't even think about it. Think not that I am come to destroy the laws, statutes, and commandments that Moses and the elders commanded our people, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, to put into practice this day. And we know that these are the words of Christ because what color are they, sir?
Red, sir.
They are red, man. These words came straight from Yahweh Shai Mashiach's spirit, from his voice box, down to the printed page, man. The 1611 King James Version of the Bible, man. The only unadulterated version of the Bible written for Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Directly translated from the Paleo Hebrew, man. The Lashawan Kadash, the holy tongue, the separate tongue, man. The language the only language that we're supposed to be speaking, man. English and Spanish does not belong to us, man. That is the language of our oppressors, man. I'm going off on a tangent, man. But Christ said, think not that I am come to destroy the law, man. Listen, go ahead.
Or the prophets.
Like Moses, Ezekiel, Isaiah. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. We got Draco on Shamar today. Go ahead.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
But to what?
But to fulfill.
Christ came not to destroy the law, statutes, and commandments. Christ didn't come to destroy our culture. You know what I'm saying? Christ didn't come to destroy and put away with our bomb shelter here in the ISUPK. He came not to destroy, but to fulfill, man. And what they're teaching you in that so-called Christian church is that the laws are done away with. What they're teaching you in the Christian church is that you can live by the do what thou wilt philosophy, which is a satanic philosophy. You can live a do what thou wilt lifestyle from Monday through Saturday because the laws are done away with. And then come Sunday morning, you can hold a song and dance and bang the tambourine, run up and down the aisles and fall out and feel good about something. And feel good and proud about the sins you committed the past 6 days, man. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? And feel like I've been redeemed. I feel redeemed. I feel renewed. But really, you're just living carnally. You're living based on your emotions. You know what I'm saying? You're out there freestyling, man. Living unclean lifestyles and living under the doctrine of Satan, man. The Christian church is the house of lies, man. Right. The house of Satan, the house of naysayers, the house of people who want to stay asleep, man. The Christian church is nothing but it's nothing but entertainment. It's a circus. You know what I'm saying? You sit through that long ass sermon out there in that pulpit, falling asleep.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Falling asleep. Not even paying attention, just waiting for it to be over so you can go out into the parking lot and hotbox with your boys, man. You know what I'm saying? It's sick, man. Christian church is sick, man. Christianity is a goddamn mental illness, man.
That's right.
Christianity, and if you're still going to the Christian church, man, you are either mentally ill or just possessed by demons, man. Being led astray, man. These demons do not want you to come home to the truth, man. They don't want you to read and abide by the words that our King, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, spoke to us. Those words which are written and read in the Bible, man. Matthew 5:17, man. It says, Christ himself to think not.
Right.
For all you Christians who have mental illnesses, think not. For all you Christians, so-called Christians who are demon-possessed, think not.
Right.
That I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. Christ said, I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill them. To fulfill and bring to life every jot and tittle of the scriptures, man. And you can just use common sense, man. When Christ walked the earth, when he was teaching his people, the only thing he had to reference from was the Old Testament. Right. Because the New Testament was never written when he was here, man. That's common sense. You know what I'm saying? And that's universal practical knowledge, man. Right. We're not going to teach our people wrong here, man. The laws are still in effect to this day. And if you give a damn about your people, if you give a damn about the work that Christ did on the earth, you will hearken diligently unto the voice of the priests and prophets and officers here in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohanan. Right. Give me where we at? I'm gonna need
18.
No, we got that one down, sir. Give me 1 John 5 and 3 if you could. Man. Give me 1 John 5 and 3, man. Let's see who else is on in the building, man. All right. 1 John 5 and 3. Let me catch up with you, sir. All right, go ahead.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God.
This is the what?
For this is the love of God.
We are about to tell you the definition of the love of God as it is written. I'm not going to give you our opinion about what the love of God is. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna teach strictly from the Bible, man. What the love of God is, man. The God of Israel.
Right.
The God of Black Latinos and Native Americans, man. The God whose throne sits in the fourth dimension. His love, which is only for Black Latinos and Native Americans, not everybody, like they teach you in the Christian church. If you're a Black Latino and Native American and you're tuning in, right now we're going to give you the definition of the love of God. One more time from the top, sir.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 5, verse 3. For this is the love of God.
For the love of God, man. Go ahead.
That we keep his commandments.
That we what?
That we keep his commandments.
If you want the love of God, if you want to understand the love of God, whose love is conditional, which is backed up in 1 John 5 and 3 in the New Testament,
Right.
you have to keep his commandments,
All right.
not our commandments. Not the commandments of some other spin-off group, man.
Damn.
You have to keep his commandments as they are written in the Old Testament, man. Deuteronomy, Leviticus, man. What's the other one? Good night. Drew blank. Deuteronomy, Leviticus, Exodus, man. Chapter 20, the 10 Commandments, man.
Right.
You have to keep his commandments. That's the love of God, man. That's how you get on the right side of the Most High, man. The Most High power. The scripture said that God is a consuming fire. He is a consuming fire. He is a jealous God. He is a terrible power, man.
Right.
You want to be on the right side of the Most High's favor, man. And the only way you can do that is if you keep his commandments, which Christ put into practice when he walked the earth, man. He said, think not that he has done away with the law, statutes, and commandments, man. He came here to fulfill, man. These ordained priests and prophets in the ICPK have come here to ordain our culture, to fulfill our culture, to live out our culture, to rock fringes, boots, war scarves, man, borders of blue, to keep the feast days, man. These are not done away with, man. Israel, you were held accountable. If you're hearing this for the first time, you were held accountable to put into practice this day and to hearken diligently with zeal your culture, the law, statutes, and commandments, man.
Right.
And when you keep them, you invite the love of God himself, man. Simple and plain, man. It's universal practical knowledge, man. This isn't a sensationalist teaching, man. This isn't a motivational speech. Go ahead.
Come. And his commandments are not grievous.
And his commandments are what?
Are not grievous.
The law, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, keeping your culture is not grievous. It doesn't have to be a headache. It doesn't have to be like pulling teeth. It doesn't have to be troublesome. It doesn't have to be vexing. You know what I'm saying? Putting away the pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster is not grievous. You know what I'm saying? Putting down the blunt and the cigarettes, man. It is not grievous, man. You may go through some testing, man. Listen, the ISUPK is the only place of rehab and rehabilitation and sanctuary for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Coming home is not grievous. Getting into class is not grievous. Asking questions, you know what I'm saying? When y'all see us out in public on 6th Street or any other major city, it's not grievous to come up and ask us a question or grab a flyer, man.
Right.
It shouldn't be grievous to make that phone call to the camp leader of your zone and say, where do I begin to hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord, my God, man? Taking back your culture is not grievous, man. We make it grievous because we want to hang on to our old ways. We want to hold on to the ways of our oppressor. We want to hang on to you know what I'm saying, that demon of nostalgia that wants you that seduces you back into celebrating Thanksgiving, so-called Christmas, New Year's Eve, St. Patrick's Day, 4th of July, man. Those have nothing to do with Israelite culture, man. And the Most High despises that. He hates it, man. You know what I'm saying? If you want the love of God, if you want to experience the real love of God, a living jealous power, a consuming fire who is in your favor, who will do anything for his people, you have to keep his commandments, man. And it is not grievous, man. Get out of your head. Think not that keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is grievous, man. Get out of your head, man. If you give a damn about your people, if you give a damn about the works of Christ and what he came here to do, back up your love with some action, man. Like we'll teach you in the ICPK, man. First time I learned it. First time I heard these words was in the ICPK. They said love is not an emotion. Love is an action, man. It's what you do. You know what I'm saying? And listen, we're aggressive with the truth here in the ICPK.
Right.
So we're not going to make you comfortable, man. We're going to shake you up out of that old person, out of your old ways, and bring you back home, man. You are held accountable this day to hearken diligently and to make that phone call, to ask to type that question and send us a direct message, man. Israel, give me 1 John 3 and 4 if you could. 1 John 3 and 4. Real quick, man. I'm gonna giving you this breakdown before we get into the chariots and so-called UFOs, man. Because I need y'all to understand, Israelites, that y'all need to be on the right side of the Most High's judgment, man. Because these so-called UFOs, they're coming here to do His work. If you're on the right side of the truth, then the chariots are here to protect you. But if you're on the wrong side of the truth, you're going to catch the wrath and the curses, because you're going to be holding hands with the heathens, man, with your oppressors when Christ returns, and you are going to be thrust through and destroyed, man. That's what this is all about, man. That's what the buildup is about, man. But we're going to get into it, man. I'm saying, go ahead and give me 1 John 3 and 4, sir.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Listen, man, if you break the laws, it's simple and plain, man, straight up and down. If you break, listen, in ISUPK, we keep all 613 laws, statutes, and commandments. Man. And if you transgress, if you break any one of these laws, statutes, and commandments, you sin, straight up and down. That's not our opinion, man. We all think we're some Christians back here, man. Y'all think it's impossible that we're living righteous lifestyles, man. Y'all think it's impossible to fulfill the works and the law, statutes, and commandments which are written, man. You know what I'm saying? But we are no cowards, we are no hypocrites back here, man. And keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is not grievous. We stand by that. We teach it. And we back up what we teach with real works, man. Because we love God, man. Go ahead.
So like if I could, what you're bringing out is really heavy. And I can touch up on that. When you said that it's not grievous, it's not hard. And the reason why they feel as if it is hard is because they don't want to combat that demon that's living within them.
Right.
Because the world that we live in today has made us soft. So their spirit is soft, and they allow that demon, to overtake them. They don't want to step up and kind of defeat him to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. They'd rather be content. Like you always say, don't get comfortable. They are comfortable living in that because they like the lifestyle that the demon provides to them.
My brother said it right there, man. Give it up for Trooper Yahadra, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to hold you back. That's exactly what's going to hold you back, man. Those demons, man. Your comfort zone. They call them familiar spirits.
Right.
The key word in familiar is family, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're so used to listening to those whispers that the demon puts in your mind, man. You know what I'm saying? That demon of procrastination, that's the kicker right there. That demon of procrastination will prevent you from making that phone call, from asking that question, sending us a message, from reaching out to us. That demon of procrastination is going to hold you back from grabbing you a flyer when y'all see us in these streets, man, on these street corners, man. Those familiar spirits, man, they'll keep you comfortable and asleep. They'll make you more stubborn, man. We have to fight through that, man. And we have counsel, man. We have righteous brothers in the ISUPK that you can call for counsel, man. This is the home of real therapy for Black Latinos and Native Americans, man. This is the sanctuary for Black Latinos and Native Americans, man. You have to expose those demons for what they are, man. Because what they want to do, what they taught me when I came to the truth, the demons want to get you separated from the truth, want to get you all alone, and then they want to shame you ultimately so that you can kill yourself, man, so that you can die. And when they've done their work, they head off and go on following the next orders of Satan, man. You know what I'm saying? Satan is under the Most High's orders too, man. Y'all better understand. Y'all better wake up and get into these classes and learn something, man. And learn how to fight. You know what I'm saying? We'll teach you, man, because brotherhood and sisterhood in the ISUPK is a weapon, man. Separation is a weapon, man. It starts by asking questions. It starts by separating your spirit out of the so-called USA, modern day Egypt, Babylon. You know what I'm saying? Those familiar spirits are like mental Pokemon, man. Y'all keep playing. Y'all gonna get caught up. Y'all keep playing around. You gotta fight them, man. Where are we at, man? 1 John 3 and 4. I don't think I finished it. Let's start from the top, man. Yeah.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law.
Go ahead.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Sin is what?
The transgression of the law.
Man, it's straight up and down, as it is written in the New Testament. Sin is the transgression of the law. And whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law. For sin is the transgression of the law, man. I love that verse, man. It's self-explanatory, man. It gives you no option to understand what the definition of sin is.
Right.
It's transgressing the law, man. Christ himself said, think not. He has come to destroy the law or the prophets, man. Get it out of your head, man. We leave you no choice here in the ISUPK. A lot of y'all ain't listening. We understand. A lot of y'all are not going to be strong enough to fight those demons. A lot of y'all are not going to be strong enough to come through the other side of the camera and to come into the doors of the ISUPK and to change your life, man, and to relearn your culture, to learn in silence. I want to be out there on the street corners, man, out there on Republic Square smoking cigarettes, man. Knowing the truth. Coming into the presence of the priests and prophets and officers, man. Acknowledging the work that we do, who sent us. But y'all like, nah. I feel where y'all are coming from. That I'm not there. I'm not really there. Like I'm doing my own thing, man. I got my own style, man. You know what I'm saying? I move a different type of way, man. But I know about y'all, you know what I'm saying? I see the work y'all are doing. Y'all are righteous. Nah, man, that ain't good enough, man. You know what I'm saying? You caught up. Listen, that demon of procrastination, that familiar spirit got a stronghold on you. That's what prevent you from coming home, man. We give a damn about our people to go out there on the streets, to meet you in person, Israel, Black Latinos and Native Americans, to cross social barriers, man, language barriers, handing out flags to our people, man. That's love, man. That is real love, man. Because we are out here keeping the commandments, waking our people up, man. To put on their culture, man. Let me give me Amos Yeah, we're about to get into it. Give me one more. Give me Amos 5, man. Amos chapter 5 and verse 21, man. And we'll get into the heavy stuff, man. Talk about these so-called UFOs, these chariots, man. You know what I'm saying? This is not a sci-fi scripture breakdown, man. I'm gonna back up what I'm gonna teach my people. You know what I'm saying? Rudimentarily. I don't know if that's the word. Listen, man. The classes that we hold in ICPK is all about coming back to the basics, man. The law, statutes, and commandments, which are not done away with, man. We are in the 2020. We're in the midst of the 2021 holiday season, man. So-called Halloween is behind us. So-called Thanksgiving is behind us, man. Now we have the king of all holidays, man. The evil king, man. Christmas. So-called Christmas, man. And New Year's Eve, man. Listen, man. When we talk about that demon of nostalgia, those familiar spirits that start showing up during the holiday season, man, it's seducing, man. It's hard to break out of that, man. Everyone around us looks at us like we're crazy when we say to hell with Christmas, man. To hell with Thanksgiving, to hell with New Year's Eve, man. And to hell with Thanksgiving, man, which is a celebration of the raping, the robbing, and murdering of our Native American brothers and sisters, man, the tribe of Gad, man. We're going to remember our brothers now moving forward, man. Since 1969 onward, man. We're going to remember our brothers. We're going to remember our people, man. You know what I'm saying? To hell with Thanksgiving, man. Yeah, we're no longer going to step on our brothers, man, and act like we forgot that the tribe of God belongs to us, man. They are us, man. Our people, man. But we give a damn, and we share in their suffering, man. We share in their pain. We share in their curses, man. We haven't forgot about you, man. And IHPK, under Commander General Yohana, we're going to remind our people who they belong to, man. And we're going to come together, man. Old nation, not desire, man. Black, Latinos, and Native Americans under one banner, the IHPK, man, according to the scriptures, man, the law, statutes, and commandments. Give me Amos 5 and 21. If you could, Trooper.
Come. This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I hate.
I what?
I hate.
No, I love.
I hate.
No, I can tolerate.
I hate.
Go ahead.
I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Listen, man, the Most High God, the God of Israel, the God of Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, he hates the feast days of the oppressors, man. He hates and despises Halloween. He hates and despises Thanksgiving. He hates and despises Christmas and New Year's Eve, man, because they have nothing to do with us. Nowhere in the scriptures are we ordained or commanded to put into practice these feast days, man. He hates them, man. He will not smell of them, man. He will not smell of that turkey dinner, man. He will not smell of that holiday ham. He will not smell of the green bean casserole and the mac and cheese, man. He will not smell of the cranberry sauce and the goddamn fruit cakes. What else they got in Christmas dinner, man? He will not smell. What you got? It's been so long. Listen, I want to
talk about abominations, sir.
It's all abominations, man. When you prepare that kitchen table, that dinner table, with all those meats and foods to honor the gods of these pagan nations, man, the Most High hates it and he despises it. He wants nothing to do with it. He turned his nose away, man. These aren't my opinions, man. We're not out here trying to hurt your feelings. We're just telling you the truth. Give me verse 22.
Right. Verse 22. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not.
I will what?
I will not.
The God of Israel will what?
I will not
Go ahead.
accept them.
Listen, man. If we're celebrating these feast days of these heathen nations, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve, that is unacceptable to our God. That is unacceptable to the God of Israel. That is unacceptable to the God of the Bible, which is the exact Bible that we're teaching from, man. It wants nothing to do with your meat offerings, with your gatherings, with your invitations to those holiday parties, man. Listen, man, those holiday parties, man. That's when people get caught up, man. That's when you see the dark side or the naughty side of your co-workers at those goddamn Christmas parties, man. People get a little bit too loose, a bit too comfortable, and the demons come out, man. I've been to those Christmas parties, those holiday parties. I know what it's about, man. But guess what? I'm declining that invite, man. I'm not there. You won't see me. Because my God hates that, man. He despises it, man. And he finds it unacceptable, man. And if my God finds it unacceptable, then I find it unacceptable. You won't see me, man. I'm ghost. What else does it say?
Come. Neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts.
Of your fat beasts, man. First off, we're not even supposed to be eating pork when it comes to beasts. Eating beasts. We're not supposed to be eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, pangolin, blowfish, jellyfish. You know what? That's one thing I keep forgetting to Google, man. I want to see somebody eat a jellyfish because I know they've done it. Somebody out there's done it. Stingrays. What else we got? Ravens, octopus, squid, camel, cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Y'all listen. A lot of y'all look down on the so-called Chinese man like he's weird and strange for eating cats and dogs, but y'all eating pork. Y'all eating shrimps, lobsters, man, lobster tails. You know, look down at the so-called Chinese man like he's weird and an abominable person because he's eating Fido, cats and dogs and mice and roaches. Listen, y'all better come home and learn what's on the menu, man. Y'all better learn something new, man. One thing I learned just this year, man, being an IFCPK, it is lawful to eat giraffe, man. Most High in Christ, you know what I'm saying? It's lawful to eat buffalo and deer. And boy, do I love me some lamb, man. Lamb chops. I'm all up with those lamb chops, man. When I go to that barbecue joint and they got pork ribs on the menu and beef ribs on the menu, it is not grievous to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. I'm going to forego the pork chops and choose the pork ribs and choose the beef ribs, man. Oxtail. Is that lawful?
Yes.
Hey, you got a question? Something to say?
I just want to say something.
Go ahead.
You had already said it. The lamb chops over the pork chops.
What?
And if I could, they've been for so long, for all these years. I remember I had tried lamb before. They've been hiding the best meat. Like that's way better than pork. Like
Right.
way better. I think that's like number one. Then it's beef for me.
All right.
Or maybe lamb, then chicken, then beef. I'll choose that any day over a pork chop.
Damn right.
Lamb chop.
Listen. Let me if you're listening up, if you're listening right now for the first time, let me ask you a question, man. If you're a Black, Latino, and Native American, why are we not supposed to eat pork? Is it because the doctors say it's bad for medical reasons? Is it because the scientists say that there's parasites living in the pork? Is that why you're not supposed to eat pork? And shrimp, crab, and lobster, and bat? Is that why? Because what man says, because what the scientists say, because what studies say? You don't eat these things because your father said not to.
Right.
It's not even a trick question. You know, you're not even supposed to have any kind of feeling about it. You don't eat pork because your Father in heaven said not to. You don't eat pork because it is the law. You don't eat pork because just like if you grew up in the 80s and 90s, your parents said, your father said, you have your ass at home when them street lights come on. That's why. That same spirit is why you don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. That same spirit is why you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, and New Year's Eve, man. You follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, Israel. You have no choice, man. He who has an ear, let him hear, man. You hearken diligently to the voice of these ordained priests and prophets in the ICPK, man.
That's right.
This day, which we command you this day, like Moses and the elders, man. You were held accountable. You better get your act together, understand where your corner is, where you belong. You better come home. Listen, man. World War III is upon us, and the street lights are on.
Right.
Bring your ass home, man. Put away the pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, man. Put away the Christmas decorations, man. Throw the goddamn Christmas decorations away, man.
Right.
Listen, me and Officer 5000, I won y'all Camp Leader of Austin, Texas. Give it up for him, man.
Right.
Real quick. You know what I'm saying? Officer one y'all 5,000 over Austin, Texas. Man. We were driving down the road. We saw a Latino brother, man. The goddamn pine tree strapped to the roof of his car, man.
Oh, yeah.
We were like, if we really want to, you know what I'm saying, shame our brothers for celebrating these feast days, the next person we see with a goddamn Christmas tree tied to the top of their car, we're going to point at them and laugh.
Right.
I'm going to do it next time I see
Shame
it.
on you.
Shame on you, brother. Shame on you, sister. You're looking goofy, man.
Right.
You are not in the spirit of Israel, man. You were asleep, man. That goddamn familiar spirit done seduced you into tying a goddamn dead tree to the roof of your car. Our people are asleep, man. Give me verse 23, man. We're making good time. Go ahead.
I'm come, verse 23. So, this is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 23.
Go ahead.
Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs.
The noise of what?
Of thy songs.
Go ahead.
For I will not hear the melody of thy
Vials.
viols.
Listen, man. Not only is it goofy to be seen, if you're a Black, Latino, and Native American, not only is it goofy to be seen with a damn pine tree tied to the top of your car, you're goofy as hell if you singing Christmas carols, man.
Right.
And listen, those Christmas carols are catchy. We know they are seductive. Those Christmas carols, man. Listen, demons like music, man. Music brings out the demons, man. Seduction, man. And listen, the camera brings out the demons too, man. A lot of people, when they see the camera and they know they're about to be on camera, like they start showing out.
Right.
They say, you know what I'm saying? They start acting out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They think they can be a little. You know what I'm saying? They can put on a so-called persona, which is really the goddamn demon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they can recline and let the demon take over because it's so seductive. It's so comforting to recline and say, I can just be me. I can do me. That do you philosophy, that's satanic, man. Do what thou wilt, man. You know what I'm saying? The God of the Bible, he ain't having it, man. He doesn't want to smell in your solemn assemblies. You know what I'm saying? He will not regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. And he ain't hearing them goddamn Christmas carols, man. He ain't hearing it. He ain't about that life, man. He's not about that life that, listen, he gave you a culture, man, to keep, man. Feast days to keep. You know what I'm saying? When you're on the outside of your culture, when you're outside of the doors of an ISUPK, you're damn near might as well be invisible to the Most High, man. Because if you want to experience the love of God, you have to keep His commandments, like we just taught. Go ahead. You had something, sir?
So, sir, and what you bring out is heavy. It just made me think of something. I believe you said that they show up for the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
How I like to look at it,
don't want to be too long-winded. It's your class. But
Go ahead, sir.
I like to say this.
Go ahead.
They like to show out.
You'll be on this side of the camera soon. Go ahead.
Right, they like to show out for the cameras, right?
Right.
And try to appease or appeal to man, or try to act a fool in front of us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When in reality, they don't realize that the real camera is the angels.
That's right. Damn.
They're the ones that's recording you. And the Most High is the cassette tape or the tape. And he's storing all that knowledge and saving you. And a lot of times y'all come out and y'all come to us, it's being recorded.
Right.
Maybe just because I'm not around you seeing it, but it is being recorded by the angels. You understand?
That's right.
I don't think they understand that, but they like to act a fool from the camera. When you really acting a fool towards an angel, that's really keeping record. That's really just, like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta answer to the Most High. You don't gotta answer to us.
That's right.
We're just messengers trying to give you the word.
Amen. We are the angels. That's it. That's right. Hey, listen, man. Give it up to Triple Yahadra real quick, man. Triple Yahadra done brought back the cassette tape. Listen, man. Well, first, you know what I'm saying? The ISGPK is the home of the truth, man. Like I said, we're going to bring out the dark sayings. You know what I'm saying? We're going to wake up our people and bring out the mysteries of these Bible, man. Just like the so-called UFOs and the chariots of the Most High. One thing I did learn first time coming to the truth, priest and officer of 5,000, Awaniala told me, like Jacob's ladder, which is in the Bible, Jacob's ladder is a 24-hour surveillance system, man. The angels are reporting 24/7, 365, man. Whether you're on camera or not, whether you're doing something behind closed doors that no other man or woman and child could see or not, everything you're doing is being recorded, man. Everything's being reported. You were held accountable for everything you do. You know what I'm saying? You got something else too? Triple Yahadra got something else to say, man. Go ahead.
So like what the priest is bringing out, Officer Razan bringing out is heavy. They record everything.
Right.
And you need to think angels is the most elite bodyguards, the most elite security, top-notch security, the most elite recorders. You know, it's kind of like Mayweather security. They're the top of the top. But they record and watch everything. They're very vigilant. So I think they need to take that into note as well. You know what I'm saying? That they watch everything.
That's right.
There's nothing you can get past.
That's right.
Right.
Damn right. And listen up, man. Whether you're on camera or not, you are always live. I gotta understand that, man. You have to live deliberately. 24/7, 365, man. You are always live, whether there's a camera on you or not.
Right.
Live a deliberate and accountable lifestyle. A deliberate lifestyle of moral accountability, moral responsibility. You know what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing. Not one loose tongue or loose not foul word. What is it? Not if you use a careless word. If you conduct yourself with careless speech, you will be held accountable for that, man. You know, so you can't act like you can't be one way in the presence of humans and then be one person behind closed doors, man. Because the angels see everything you're doing, man. You know what I'm saying? Just get right. Quit being stubborn. Say to hell with your familiar spirits. To hell with your comfort zone. And put into practice all 613 laws, statutes, and commandments 24/7, 365, man.
You bring the scripture out you bring?
You got it?
Yeah.
Just go ahead and bring it out real quick.
Okay. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 36. But I say unto you that every idle word.
Every what?
Every idle word.
Go ahead.
That men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment.
Damn. Most high Christ, man.
Right.
You better choose your words wisely. You better move wisely. You better move circumspect.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You better understand who's always watching. The Elohim, the angels. 24 hour We got a 24-hour surveillance system, man. Everything's being recorded. Everything's being reported on, man. The angels are snitching, man. Can't have a goddamn thing from the Most High. You got something too? That's their duty, man. We're supposed to snitch too. I can't remember. I'm getting beside me. I'm straying away from today's class, but Leviticus says if you see somebody sinning, tell.
Right.
Officer one the other said, I'm telling. Goddamn.
Biggest 5 and 5. Right.
I'm telling. Because the angels already know, man. All right. Now let's get into. We're about to get into these so-called UFOs, these chariots, man. Because I want people to understand that we're not a conspiracy group, man. We back up everything we teach according to the scriptures, man. Precept upon precept, line upon line. This is this Israelite school of universal practical knowledge, man. Give me a Deuteronomy 28:15. 15 and 16, and we're going to get into an article. Deuteronomy chapter 15, or Salakia, chapter 28. And verse 15. I could have another incense to burn.
$28 and 15, sir.
Con, sir.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
But it what?
But it shall come to pass.
No, it might.
But it shall come to
It
pass.
shall come to pass. Go ahead.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, Israel. We're going to tell you what the condition is. There's that 2-letter word, if. It will come to pass. Not maybe, not based on your feelings, but it shall come to pass if. We're going to tell you what happens if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, the God of Israel, the God that is of the Bible, the 1611 King James Version. Go ahead.
To observe.
To what?
To observe.
Go ahead.
To do all his commandments.
To what?
To observe, to do all his commandments.
No, some of his commandments.
All his commandments.
We're about to tell you the consequence if you don't hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. We're going to give you the consequence if you don't observe and do. 2-letter action word. We're going to give you the consequence if you don't hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God and to observe and do all 613 of his laws, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
This day, he who has an ear, let him hear. You know what I'm saying? For all of those who are tuning in and listening to this class for the first time, go ahead.
That all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
Go ahead.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And what thee?
And shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
All these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. One thing that a lot of us know who are not in ICPK, we're going to acknowledge that Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, we know we're a powerful and special people, man. We know that in our spirit, we know we are the salt of the earth. And we know there's a reason why we're not on top, man. Because we know in our spirit that we are cursed. We are a cursed people, man. We're the strongest in all the mainstream sports. You know what I'm saying? We're the most glorious. We cook the best. We dance the best. You know what I'm saying? We're the forefront of science and technology, and we invent every goddamn thing. Well, how come we're not the best, man? It's because we know in our spirits we are cursed. And we are cursed because we are not followed the laws, statutes, and commandments to observe and to do them.
Right.
Which we are ordained by our leadership here in the ICPK to put into practice this day. Verse 16.
Verse 16. cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Wait, what from the top?
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city,
Go ahead.
and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Listen, that's what happens when you don't follow the law, statutes, and commandments. You catch the curses.
That's right.
As opposed to catching the blessings, man. You catch the curses of over 400, 500 years of slavery. You catch the curses of being a Native American man, woman from the tribe of Gad and having the so-called white man cross the Atlantic Ocean and raping, robbing you, and stealing your land from you,
Right.
and picking you up and migrating you over to a reservation. You catch the curse of him giving you blankets laced with smallpox.
Right.
You catch the curse of having your culture ripped from you, man. And being in bondage and slavery, man, and being forced to practice Catholicism and Christianity. You were cursed by being forced to worship gods of wood and stone, man. The Christian cross, man, made of wood. And the what is it? The Islamic stone?
Come on, sir.
Yeah, the cobblestone.
The cobblestone, man.
Right.
That's the curse, man. You're
Right.
cursed with having no monetary economic strength in your communities, man.
Right.
Living in the ghettos, man, the barrios and reservations, man. You were cursed with being locked up in cages on the Texas-Mexico border, man. Being separated from your families. Having your uterus surgically removed without your permission, man. You are cursed with generations of abortion, killing babies, man. Future leaders, future presidents, man. Future business owners for your communities. You're cursed, man. Being indoctrinated and being taught all these ways which lead to death, man. Killing your brothers, man.
Right.
Not trusting your brothers. Living a lifestyle with no brotherhood or no sisterhood. That's a curse.
Right.
That's what comes upon you, Israelites, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it shall come to pass, according to Deuteronomy 28:15. Man. It shall come to pass if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day. We're commanding our people, man, on the ICPK under this banner to put into practice their culture, the law, statutes, and commandments this day. The consequence of not putting into practice your culture is all the curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee, man, and you can't escape them, man. Cursed, verse 16 says, cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field, man. We pray we pray that all Israel should be saved, that we get on the right side of the love of God by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, man. Now we're gonna get into this article, man. I'm emphasizing the word curse, man. There's a specific curse that I want our people to be aware of, man. It's a specific curse. I'm not talking about the 400, 500 years of slavery. I'm not talking about the curse of abortion. I'm not talking about the curse of being put on reservations. I'm not talking about the curse of our oppressors leading us on the trail of tears to force the Christianity and Catholicism on us by oppression and murder and rape, man. I'm talking about a specific curse, man. Get your pen and pad ready, man. Let's go to the article, man. You got the article up, sir? Let's go to the article. Let's get into it, man. Wake our people up. You got it? Start from this is urgent. Oh, hold on. This is an article from Politico.com. Politico.com, and it came out November 17th, 2021. A little over 3 weeks ago, man. It's written by Brian Bender, man. Austin, man. We love Austin. We love Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans from the city of Austin. I've been waiting to teach our people this article, or bring to light this article, to let them know, man. You got to get on the right side of the truth, or you're going to continue to catch these curses, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? All these other nations are very much aware, because all the other nations know who Israelites are, man.
Right.
All the other nations and the powers on the earth, the other governments and military powers on the earth, they know that Yahweh Shai Mashiach is a dark-skinned black man from the tribe of Judah. And when he comes back, he's coming through the sky, man,
Right.
with over 200 million angels piloting chariots. These angels are going to be piloting so-called UFOs, man. Let's get into the article, man. Go ahead. This is urgent. Loud.
And it reads, this is urgent. Bipartisan proposal for UFO office pushes new boundaries.
Go ahead, Senator.
Senator Kristen Gillibrand says in an exclusive interview she is concerned about the impact of encounters on military personnel.
Listen, man. These other nations are, you know what I'm saying, their light bulbs are on. They know that time is short. Israel, y'all need to know that time is short. All the other military powers on the planet, man, our oppressors especially. You know what I'm saying? Their light bulbs are on, man. They're concerned. They know what time it is. Israelites, we are asleep. We are comfortable. And we are serving those familiar spirits. I better wake up, man. Give me that first paragraph of our partisan proposal.
Khan. A bipartisan proposal to create a more expansive military and intelligence program.
A more expansive what?
Military and intelligence program.
Go ahead.
To study UFOs is urgently needed.
Is what?
Is urgently needed.
Go ahead.
To determine whether unexplained sightings by Navy and Air Force pilots.
By who?
By Navy and Air Force pilots.
By who?
By Navy and Air Force pilots.
Go ahead.
Pose a threat.
Pose a what?
Pose a threat.
Go ahead.
Or an evidence, or are evidence of some other entity.
Of some what?
Other entity.
Go ahead.
The lead sponsor said Wednesday.
Listen, man. Our oppressors, they're gathering their navies and their armies together, man. Their Air Force. They're putting together their military strength, man. Because with things that they're reporting, the things that they're seeing in the sky, these so-called UFOs, listen, they know that something's coming from above, man. They know that their world is ending. They know that there's a changing of the guard that's in place, man. You got to discern the spirit of the times with your spirit, man. Don't be carnal, man. Then I think we're still in the midst of that blizzard in Hawaii, aren't we? Listen, there's a damn blizzard in Hawaii for 3 to 4 days, man. Like, we have earthquakes in diverse places. You know what I'm saying? What Alaska had, like 3 volcanoes erupted in like 1 week.
Right.
A couple months ago. We had the so-called COVID virus morphing into Omicron now. Like, you got to wake up and understand there's something going on, man. The international trade has been halted. We got a cargo ship stranded and being sunk in major seas. Stock market is crashing. China's making moves to separate. I better wake up, man. All these other nations are hip to the game, man. But Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're still caught up on smoking weed and smoking cigarettes, sleeping with whores, killing each other over nonsense, man. Strapping pine trees to our cars, celebrating Christmas, man. All these other nations are getting their act together. But we're asleep and we're comfortable. And y'all are not hearkening unto the voice, hearkening unto the spirit while we do the work that we do here in the ISUPK, man. We're trying to wake up our people because we're stiff-necked as hell, man. Comfortable living in hell. You know what I'm saying? All the other nations are gathering their military strength together, man. But we're forfeiting that because we don't feel comfortable putting down the goddamn blunt, man. 2021, we're scared and afraid, and we're like, well, fuck. We're like, to hell with it. If I catch the next variant, I'm gonna die anyway. Might as well just finish smoking this blunt, man. We're giving you the path to life, man. Here in the ISUPK, man. Right. We're giving you the sanctuary. This is your corner. We've been going strong since the pandemic popped out. We didn't slow down a bit, man. The truth. We'll keep
1969.
Since 1969, man.
Right.
The truth never stops. The work never stops, man. You can't get comfortable when you're trying to build your nation, man.
That's right.
We've been doing the work, man, here in the ICPK. The Spirit of Christ, the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Mashiach is alive and well under this banner in the ICPK under Commanding General Yohana, man. We'll stop at nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? We are stiff-necked people, man. Give me the next paragraph, if it is technology.
Khan. If it is technology possessed by adversaries or any other entity, we need to know.
We what?
We need to know.
They want to know, man. Our oppressors, military big heads, government big heads, they want to know. They want to know what the hell is going on up there in the skies, man. And we're teaching you in reference to universal practical knowledge according to the scriptures what's going on up there, man, because they want to know. Y'all need to know as well, man. Israelites. Go ahead.
Senator Kristen Gillibrand said in her first interview about the effort.
Go ahead. Listen, about the effort, man. They're making an effort to know what's going on in those skies. They're making an effort to ask those important questions. But we're not making an effort to find out what's going on, man. And we're trying to tell you that these so-called UFOs, these chariots, are in your favor, Israel.
Right.
They are in your here. They're showing up in your defense. They are your military strength, man. You know what I'm saying? We want you to be on the right side of the truth, or else you're going to be cut off and thrust through, man. Go ahead.
Burying our heads in the sand is neither a strategy nor an acceptable approach.
Hold on. What did she say? What did Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, Democrat from New York, say? Burying. Go ahead.
Our heads in the sand is neither a strategy nor an acceptable approach.
She said it is what?
Neither a strategy nor an acceptable approach.
Listen, man, they're not. Our oppressors are not comfortable living in ignorance to find out what's going on up in those skies, up in space, man. So our oppressor, a woman, an Edomite woman, man. She said, burying our heads in the sand is neither a strategy nor an acceptable approach. Just for you, and the same for you Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Not coming home to the truth, not coming home and putting on their culture is neither a strategy nor an acceptable approach, man. Smoking weed and cigarettes, practicing these feast days, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve. If you're still practicing these feast days, you're burying your head in the sand, man. It's a goddamn shame I haven't referenced the words of our oppressor to wake you up, man. Even they know it, man. It's unacceptable. You gotta start asking questions, Israel. You gotta start reaching out to these priests and prophets, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. We're gonna give you the breakdown. We're gonna wake you up, man. And y'all know this is the home of the truth. We heard it tonight. Boots on the ground, waking up our people. They know who the home of the truth is. We know y'all are tuning into these classes and listening. Facebook and YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, man. Y'all know where we're coming from, man. Y'all can discern with your spirits why we do the work that we do here in the ICPK, man. We are here for Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Man. You have to take your head up out of the sand, man. Ignorance is no longer an acceptable approach, man. Y'all gotta wake up. You got something?
Sorry, sir, if I could, I was bringing out is heavy, and it made me think of something. And when I said it, y'all already know where I'm gonna go with it. But you said that they couldn't accept living in ignorance or accept defeat. And just like it says in the book of Obadiah, you know what I'm saying, in the 3rd verse, they have pride in their heart, and they're like, well, who shall bring me to the ground? You understand? Like, they can't accept the fact that these are UFOs and they can't do nothing with them. They got to find out what it is and how to defeat it and this and that, because they're so prideful and they want to stay at the top and they don't want to be brought to the ground. That's why they have
the Space Force because they're trying to defeat Christ. Is who they're gonna be fighting with. You understand? And
Right.
that's all I wanted to say. Salaki.
Most High Christ, listen, man. Our oppressors, they are proud, man.
Right.
Our oppressors cannot think that our oppressor from before the womb, in his spirit, he knows he cannot be stopped because he is that proud, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they're trying to colonize Mars. They want to gobble up every piece of real estate in the universe, not just Earth, not just Mars, but to infinity and beyond. God damn it, they will stop at nothing to gobble up anything they can. Man, they live according to their stomachs, man. They live according to now. I want now for me. Go ahead. What you got?
If I could, it's time for the Israelites to let the bottom feeders be with the bottom feeders.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let them keep roaching with the roaches. Let them keep scavenging like the crawfish.
Right.
Let the crawfish and the pigs that they are be as they are, man.
Roy.
We need to separate from them. We, the Israelites, belong high above all nations upon the face of the planet Earth, just like the UFOs, aka the CHARIOTS, man.
That's right.
Slap.
And listen, hey, give it up to Priest and Officer Tamakia, man. You know what I'm saying? My brother right there is ordained to wake up our people, man. Officer Naqual 500 is ordained to wake up our people, man. You know what I'm saying? We were chosen to do this work, man. We were chosen to set apart. We made that commitment. We take this oath and this profession seriously, man. We're trying to wake y'all up, man. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get our people to pull their heads up out the sand and take today seriously, starting by keeping and observing and hearkening diligently with zeal the law, statutes, and commandments, your own goddamn culture, man. Israelites are stiff-necked, man. Goddamn. Listen, like the scriptures say, man, if you're not on the ICBK, you are following the doctrines of your oppressor, man. Ye are of your father, the devil. You are of your white daddy, the devil.
Right.
And if you're out there eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, you are of your crawl-daddy, the devil. Goddamn it.
Right.
Listen, give me a scroll down on the article. Go down to you have a million questions, man. I have to scroll down just a bit, man. We're about to get into these scriptures and bring out to light, according to the scriptures, that the so-called UFOs, these chariots, you know what I'm saying, are the space force for Israelites, man.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? This isn't a conspiracy theory teaching, man. We don't do that here, man. You know what I'm saying? We teach precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, and there a little, man. We're not out here freestyling, man.
Right.
We're not a bunch of sensationalist Negroes. We're not motivational speakers, man. This isn't spoken word poetry, like I say on the street corners, man. This is serious work, man. Israel. This is your culture, man. This is your corner. We're not affiliated with no other Hebrew Israelite group. And I know for damn sure, no other Hebrew Israelite group, especially the Christian church, is going to teach you that the so-called UFOs are in the Bible, man. You got it? You have a million? Go ahead.
You have a million questions that must be answered for a million reasons.
Hold on, man. Go back to the top one more time. You have a million?
You have a million questions that must be answered for a million reasons.
We have a million questions that must be answered for a million reasons, man. You know what I'm saying? That's an exaggerated number quoted by our oppressor, man. But Israelites, this is the home of the truth.
Right.
This is the home of universal and practical knowledge, man. We, in ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, we have the answers for all those million questions. You know what I'm saying? We have the universal and practical answers for every question that is to be asked on the planet Earth, man, in the three-dimensional plane and the fourth dimensional, goddamn. Y'all better come home and learn something, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better wake up, man, because everybody else is asking questions and seeking answers in Buddhism, Islam, the Kabbalah, whatever the hell. You know what I'm saying? There's all these other doctrines out there that people are running to. Scientists. All the scientists in the world, literally the world, don't have the answers, man. But like I said from the beginning, man, beginning of this class, the Bible is a book of science, man. We'll break it down. We'll teach you, man. One more time from the top, if you could, Trooper.
Khan, you have a million questions that must be answered for a million reasons.
She said.
She said, citing the entire spectrum of unidentified aerial phenomena.
The entire what?
The entire spectrum of unidentified aerial phenomena.
Most High in Christ, you said that perfectly. The entire spectrum of unidentified aerial phenomena. Good night. AKA UFOs, man.
That's right.
They've been calling them UAPs for the past couple years, man. Unidentified aerial phenomena. Those are the so-called UFOs, man. Those are the chariots of the Most High, man. Those are the spacecrafts. That is the Space Force of Israelites, man. Go ahead and go to the next paragraph. You're talking.
Khan, you're talking about drone technology.
About what?
You're talking about drone technology.
Good night. We're in the middle of a class in ISUPK. These ordained priests and prophets teaching for the Bible, and then the subject of drone technology is coming up, man. He who has an ear, let him hear, man.
Right.
Like I said, this isn't a sensationalist teaching, man. We're not about conspiracy theories, man. We're going to tell you what these so-called UFOs are, man. Go ahead from the top one more time, Salaki.
Khan, you're talking about drone technology.
Go ahead.
You're talking about balloon technology.
Go ahead.
You're talking about other aerial phenomena. And then you're talking about the unknown.
Ooh-wee.
She said.
Ooh-wee. They're talking about the unknown, the mysterious. What was that show from the 90s? What was it called? Unsolved Mysteries. That's what they talk about, man. That's what they talk about in the government. That's what the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy are talking about, man. Unsolved mysteries, man. Spooky, man. It ain't, listen, man. This ain't a teaching about spooky, man. About spookiness, man. What they're talking about now, present day, what's today? December 7th, 2021. In the past 3 weeks, what they've been talking about is drone technology, balloon technology. They're talking about other aerial phenomena. And they're talking about the unknown. Go ahead, regardless.
Regardless of where you fall on the question of the unknown, you have to answer the rest of the questions.
Right. Go ahead.
That's why this is urgent. That's why having no oversight or accountability up until now, to me, is unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Go ahead, cue me up Ezekiel 1:16.
Right.
Listen, man. Black Latinos and Native Americans having no accountability for not knowing your culture, having no accountability for knowing that the law, statutes, and commandments were written for you, to bless you, to set you on high above all the nations on the planet Earth. Listen, not having any understanding of that, any universal practical understanding of that is now unacceptable. You know what I'm saying? You're not seeking those answers, man. You're not seeking the answers to the question of why Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are cursed, knowing damn well that we are a special and peculiar and powerful people, man, innately. You know what I'm saying? You have to, because the thing is, y'all don't want accountability, man. Y'all don't want to know the truth. Y'all don't want to know the dark sayings of these scriptures, man. Y'all want to continue to live comfortably, man.
Right.
Under that haze, that smoke screen of conspiracy theories. And we've talked to y'all on the streets. Y'all potheads, y'all YouTube scholars, talking about there's gonna be people with big heads coming down from outer space, and everyone's going to devolve into ants. We've heard it all, man. We be on Clubhouse. We hear those ass backward doctrines that y'all are keeping into practice, man. Y'all smoking too much weed, man. Y'all smoking too much weed and looking for excuses to continue to serve your familiar spirits, man. Listen. We're about to get into listen, you got Ezekiel 1:16?
Oh, God.
Hold on, man. Listen. We're gonna bring to light and shine the truth and give you the answer to those questions that our oppressors are asking, man. Those questions about drone technology and balloon technology, man. The unknown, aerial phenomenon, man. UFOs, man, we call them so-called UFOs because we know what they are, according to the scriptures here in the ICPK, man. Those are the chariots of the Most High, man. Give Israel, like it, Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 16, man. We're about to give you the breakdown on balloon and drone and aerial phenomena technology, man. The unknown. Go ahead, man.
If I could,
Go ahead.
I got all the scriptures. So
I know you do.
You know,
I know you do.
I got them ready.
Go ahead. Say what you got to say.
But this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 16. The appearance of the wheels.
The appearance of the what?
Of the wheels.
All right.
And their work were like unto the color of a barrel.
Of a barrel. The appearance of the wheels, man. And their work. You'll find out the definition of work is the inward working, the inward cranks and gears of a mechanism. That is the work. The appearance of the wheels. You know what a wheel is? It's circular. It's a circular mechanism, man. And it spins, it turns. The appearance of the wheels and their work. Their innards, their inner parts, the engine, man, was like unto the color of a barrel. And what is a barrel, man? A barrel is a green colored crystal, man. It is a green colored mineral, a rock, man. It comes in different shades of green, man. And we're talking about, this is the book of Ezekiel, man. You know what I'm saying? This is his report of what he saw in the skies, man. Wheels. Circular spacecrafts, man. Y'all probably think we're so we have a few, you know what I'm saying, loose boats, man. We're backing up, you know what I'm saying, where our oppressors can't prove with scriptures, man. From the top.
Come on. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 16.
Go ahead.
The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a barrel.
And that's the wheels, plural, more than one. Go ahead.
And they four had one likeness.
And they what?
And they four had one likeness.
And they four had one likeness. Who are these four, man? These four are the angels, man. These angelic beings, man. They four had one likeness, man. We'll go into more in-depth breakdown of these four and the appearance of these angels, man. We'll do it for you. But you gotta ask the questions. You gotta type those questions in. You know what I'm saying? You have to seek further knowledge, man. We'll give it to you. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? And they four had one likeness, these angels who pilot these wheels. Go ahead.
Come. And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
And their appearance and their work was like what? As it were.
Come. As it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
A wheel in the middle of a wheel, man. That's what you call that took me back to geometry. Concentric circles, man. You know what I'm saying? You got one circle, centric. You know what I'm saying, listen, we prove all things, man. I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Circles. Yeah, man, you got a wheel in the middle of a wheel, man.
Right.
That is their appearance, man. You take all these scriptures that we're about to bring out now, and to the completion of class. You take all these scriptures and bring them up to your Christian preacher or pastor, man. Even ask them to give them the breakdowns of what these mean, man. We're talking about wheels, man. And their work was like unto the color of beryl. Different shades of green, like a beryl crystal, man. You know what I'm saying? And their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel. A circular object, man. In the middle of a wheel. I mean, y'all need to meditate on these scriptures, man, and understand some things sometimes, man. Go ahead, verse 17.
Verse 17. When they went.
Listen, man, hold on. This has to be one of my absolute favorite scriptures in the whole Bible. I got a handful of them, man. But Ezekiel 1 and 17, y'all need to meditate on this, man. Sit with it. Understand the physics and dynamics of what we're talking about, man. The Bible is a book of science. You know what I'm saying? Our professors out here talking about balloon technology, drone technology, unidentified aerial phenomena, trying to understand the physics of what they're seeing in the skies these past couple months. Y'all better get with it, Israel. What we're talking about, what we're breaking down are these spacecrafts, these so-called UFOs, these wheels. And they appear as wheels in the middle of a wheel, man. We're not making this up. Nobody else is teaching you this. And if they are, they learn it here first in the ACPK. Give me verse 17.
Come. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 17.
We're talking about these wheels. Go ahead.
When they went upon their four sides.
They went what?
They went upon their four sides.
Hold on, man. Four sides. Wheels, circles, they don't have sides, man. So what are we talking about, man? We're talking about physics here, man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about an unidentified aerial phenomenon right here, man. But really what it's talking about upon the four sides are the four cardinal directions, man. Up, down, left, and right, man. You know what I'm saying? Like the directional pad on a video game controller, man. Up, down, left, right, front, back, side to side, man. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about Israelite military strength, man. These are how these so-called UFOs move, man. There are four sides. You got a question?
Oh, wow, sir.
Listen, when they got down, when they did the Most High's bidding, they went upon their four sides. Go ahead.
And they turned not.
And they what?
And they turned not.
And they what?
And they turned not.
Go ahead.
When they went.
Listen, man. That's the biggest flex if you're a Black, Latino, Native American man, man. You know what I'm saying? That is your biggest flex, man. Our oppressor has so-called airplanes and helicopters, man. You know what I'm saying? If I'm point A, am I still on the camera? Yeah, if I'm point A, and this is point B, and I'm an airplane, and I need to get over here to the menorah, I'm gonna fly forward, man. But if I need to go back, my spacecraft or my airplane has to turn,
Right.
change its coordinates back to me.
Right.
That takes a lot of time, a lot of fuel, a lot of energy, man. A lot of tax dollars.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But these spacecrafts, when they turn not. If this is a spacecraft, man, a wheel within a wheel, It's moving forward. If for whatever reason it needs to go back, it's not going to make it's not going to move like an Edomite and make this long white turn. It's going to go forward and say, oh, I got to go back. And it's going to come right back. We're talking about something that moves independently of physics, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a flex right there. Y'all got to understand what we're talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? This is our military strength, man. This is our power, Israel. You know what I'm saying? What is that? Let me see it real quick. This is your chariot, Israel.
Right.
This is the wheel. And in the middle, there's another wheel. Right. And when our chariots get down, they move like this. Unpredictable, man. That's power, man. I've seen for the first time in my life, I saw a chariot in San Antonio, man. It was a bright star up in the sky, man. A so-called star. And the way it moved, it really messed with my brain. I was like, hold on, man. It's moving under a different power, a different authority. Has a different control about it, man.
Right.
And when it was moving according to Ezekiel 1:17, man. When it was getting down, it was turning not. That's how these chariots move, man. They turn not when they go, man. What you got?
So like I said, if I could, it's kind of like a mouse on a mouse pad. You know what I'm saying? You move it left, right, up, and down. You'll never fully turn it around if you want to get the mouse up with the cursor up on the last
Good
side.
night. Damn good point, man.
Right.
And listen, hey, first off, Trooper Yahadra brought out the cassette tape earlier.
Right.
Then he brought out the mouse with the ball in it. Do they still got that anymore? They usually use it.
They might.
I'm pretty sure they do, but they usually use the we're about to wrap it up.
No.
But they got the red light now. That's been out for a while. It's been out for a few years, a handful of years.
Right.
Yeah, like Trooper Yahadra was saying, man, when you move the old school mouses on a mouse pad, and it has that little mouse ball in it, you just move. You just got to do what you got to do, and you see the effects of it on the computer screen, man. That's how these chariots move, man. That's crazy. I'm gonna use that for the next one.
Right.
Listen, when these chariots get down, when they start moving and start moving across the skies, man, they turn not. They are circular wheels within a wheel, man. They just move. Sit with that, man. That. Listen, Ezekiel 1:17 is the explanation for balloon technology, for drone technology, for the explanation for the unknown of what's happening in these skies, man. Christ is coming back with his 200 million chariots, 200 million so-called UFOs. You know what I'm saying? To do the Lord's bidding, man. Let's go back to the article and give me the last. We're gonna go to the last paragraph of this article. Scroll down to where it says her amendment, man. Go ahead. Crazy, man. Mouse ball.
So let me
You lost
put
it.
it back up. Got it. And you said what paragraph?
Her amendment also.
Gotcha.
Go ahead. Loud.
Con. Her amendment also would create a separate aerial and transmedium advisory committee made up of experts from NASA.
Made up of who?
Made up of experts from NASA.
Made up of who?
Made up of experts.
Experts. Go ahead.
From NASA.
Uh-huh.
The FAA.
The FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration, NASA and the Federal Aviation Administration, man. The big heads, the big scientists,
Right.
the ones who want to know the mysteries, the one who have the millions of questions, seeking millions of answers. All the king's horsemen and all the king's men are made up of experts from NASA and the FAA. Go ahead.
And the National Academies of Sciences.
Mm-hmm.
The head of the Galileo Project at Harvard University,
The Galileo Project at Harvard University. Go ahead.
the director of the Optical Technology Center at Montana State University,
Good night. Go ahead.
the Scientific Coalition for UAP Studies,
The Scientific Coalition for what?
UAP Studies,
Unidentified Aerial Phenomena. Go ahead.
and the American Institute of Astronautics and
Aeronautics.
Aeronautics.
Listen, man. Our person knows what time it is, man. They're bringing in all their big heads, man. They're bringing in, you know what I'm saying, having all these big meetings and conventions, man. These big think tanks. Trying to break down, you know, trying to seek answers as to what's happening, man.
Right.
We're in the midst of World War III, Israel. We're in the midst of World War III. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And all the, like I said, all the king's horsemen and all the king's horsemen are coming together, man. All the king's men. So like our oppressors, big heads, man. Scientists. They're coming together to seek answers, man. They're coming together to get ready. They're getting prepared. But we are asleep. And we are serving our familiar spirits.
Right.
Celebrating Christmas, New Year's Eve, Thanksgiving. Caught up in the so-called holiday season of 2021, in the midst of Omicron, man. Dead asleep, dead ass. Go ahead. You got something, you hiding?
Yeah, so just like you said that the horsemen, just like I believe it states, I don't know if I want to pull the scripture out, but no.
It's like,
I just know Solomon does say it in scripture, so about the horsemen and the chariots, coming together.
That's new to me, but I'm not gonna rebound off that. I have my doubts, but we'll back it up with, you know what I'm saying, with a scripture breakdown, man. But listen, man, in the times of old and now, all the other nations know about the so-called UFOs, man. They know about the chariots, man. They know about our scriptures. They know about our written record, Israel. You know what I'm saying? But we're not coming home. We're not asking those questions, man. We're not seeking answers. Give me the last paragraph of this article, and we'll go back to the scriptures and wrap it up. Go to you have to have the smartest. It was a paragraph right after that, the one you just read.
You have to have the smartest, most informed minds from the world
Convening
on those issues.
on these issues.
So you know what you're up against. Gillibrand said.
Listen, man. Senator Gillibrand, man, our oppressor knows. You have to have the most smartest and most informed minds on the planet. Because they want to know what they're up against, man. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, these ordained priests and prophets and officers in the ISUPK, we are your most smartest. We are your most informed. We've been convening on all these issues since 1969 under Commanding General Yohana, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what we are up against. We know our identity. We know where we've come from. We know what it is to come, man. You know what I'm saying? World War III is here. Christ is coming back from the sky on 200 million, with 200 million angels, man, piloting chariots, piloting so-called UFOs, man. And when they get down across those skies, when they get moving, they turn not. We're not talking about jet fighters, man. We're not talking about helicopters. We're not talking about tanks, man. They better wake up, man. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 15 real quick, man. We're done with the article, the why. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28 and 15, man. Let's try to get this down in about 15 minutes, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 15, man. Just to remind you of the last scripture from the Old Testament that we left off on. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
But it what?
But it shall come to pass.
Shall come to pass. Go ahead.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, Israel, the God of blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Go ahead.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To observe and to do. Doing is a two-letter action word. You have to do all his commandments, all 613 laws, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day.
This day, who has an ear to hear, let him hear. Go ahead.
That all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
Go ahead.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Go ahead. Verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
Give me Zechariah 5:1, man. Listen, man. Like I brought out earlier in today's class, man, there's a specific curse I need our people to be aware of, man. I'm not talking about the 400, 500 years of slavery, you know what I'm saying, and the Trail of Tears, and our people having no economic strength, you know what I'm saying, being spiritually stranded in the ghettos and barrios and reservations, you know what I'm saying, and the forced indoctrination of Christianity and Catholicism on our peoples, man. I'm talking about, listen, those are the curses too, but I'm talking about a specific curse as it pertains to these so-called UFOs, these chariots, which I've been beckoning with our people, which we beckon for our people to get on the right side of, man. Your so-called chariots, these UFOs, when they come from the sky, that is going to be your space force. That is going to be your defense, man. But if you're on the wrong side of the law, your law, Israel, according to the scriptures, there's going to be consequences. You're going to catch a curse, man. Let's get into details according to the scriptures about what kind of curse we're talking about. Do you have Zechariah 5:1 ready?
Come on, sir.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 5, verse 1. Then I turned and lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a flying roll.
Behold, a what?
A flying roll.
A what?
A flying roll.
Listen, if you stick around in class in the ISBK, you'll learn that flying roll is synonymous for a few other things, man. A flying roll can mean a chariot. It's synonymous for a chariot. A flying roll is synonymous for a wheel, or it's synonymous for a wheel within a wheel, or a flying wheel is synonymous for a whirlwind, as well as something else, man. Go to verse 2.
Verse 2. And he said unto me, what seest thou? And I answered, I see a flying roll.
You see a what?
I see a flying roll.
You see a chariot.
I see a flying roll.
You see a wheel or a wheel within a wheel.
I see a flying roll.
No, you see a whirlwind.
I see a flying roll.
They're all synonymous for the exact same thing. Go ahead.
The length thereof is 20 cubits.
All right.
And the breadth thereof 10 cubits.
Listen, man, this is roughly between what is it? Forgot the dimensions already. 20 to 30 feet. No, Slovakia. 20 cubits
20 cubits
by 10 cubits.
Okay.
That's 300. That's 180 by 360. That's 180 feet by 360 feet. You know what I'm saying? We taught an article about this before, about these chariots, these so-called UFOs, these UAPs, these unidentified aerial phenomena come in different shapes and sizes. I'm saying our camp leader, Officer Wanyala, will give you a real life experience breakdown of what he saw, man. And what he saw was a flying roll, man. It looked like a blimp. It looked like a goddamn football floating in the sky, man. It was a chariot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was a spacecraft, man. Give me verse 3.
Khan. Verse 3. Then said he unto me, this is the curse.
This is the what?
This is the curse.
No, this is the chariot.
This is the curse.
This is the flying roll.
This is the curse.
This is the wheel or the wheel within a wheel.
This is the curse.
No, this is the whirlwind.
This is the curse
Go ahead.
that goeth forth over the face of the whole earth.
Listen, man, we're talking a spacecraft, man, a flying roll, a chariot, a wheel, or a wheel within a wheel, man. And when this thing moves, it moves across the whole face of the earth, not just to be a spectacle, but to do the Lord's bidding, man. It's here for a purpose and for a reason, man. It's here to do the work of the Lord. Go ahead.
For every one that stealeth shall be cut off, as on this side according to it.
For everyone that stealeth, man. If you steal, you're breaking one of the 10 commandments, man, which is thou shalt not steal, man. If you're caught stealing, this is the act of stealing something that doesn't belong to you. Basically, if you're not practicing your culture, stealing, breaking the laws, transgression of the law, which is sin, you're going to be cut off according to this flying roll, according to this chariot, this wheel, the so-called UFO, man. For everyone that stealeth, which is a sin, whether you're a Black, Latino, Native American, or even a heathen, you shall be cut off as on this side according to it. Go ahead.
And every one that sweareth shall be cut off as on the side, Salakia, as on that side according to it.
And everyone that sweareth, man. You know who's swearing against these laws, statutes, and commandments? Do you know who's swearing against the God of the Bible, the God of Black, Latinos, and Native Americans, Israelites, the so-called disgusting Christians, man? Y'all swear up and down that Christ, that's like that God loves everybody. Y'all swear up and down that the God of the Bible loves everybody and belongs to every other nation on the planet, man. Y'all swear up and down that the laws, statutes, and commandments are done away with, man. That's blasphemy. That is a lie, man. And for that, you're going to be cut off. You're going to be cut off by these so-called chariots, these so-called UFOs, these flying rolls, these wheels, man. You're going to be cut off for breaking the laws, man. For transgression of the law is sin, man.
Right.
You're going to be caught up on the wrong side of the Most High's defense for Israel, man. These chariots are your space force, Israel. Black, Latinos, and Native Americans. Give me verse 4.
Khan. Verse 4. I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts.
The Lord of who?
The Lord of hosts.
The Lord of hosts. What are the hosts? What are the hosts? The hosts of the armies, man. Not just the army of Israel, but the armies of all the other nations on the planet, man. All the king's horsemen, man. All of China's hosts and armies. All of Russia's hosts and armies, man. He is the Lord of all of them, man. He is the most high power. The sovereign authority over the whole planet Earth, man.
Right.
And he wants one nation to be set on high above all the other nations. And that's the nation of Israel. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the 12 tribes, man. The God of the Bible, our God says, I will bring it forth, saith the Lord of hosts. Go ahead.
And it shall enter into the house of the thief.
The house of the who?
The house of the thief.
Who's the biggest thief that we know on the planet Earth, man? Our oppressor, the so-called white man, man. The nation of Edom, the Edomites, man. They're the biggest thieves and liars and deceivers on the planet, man. They are the culture vultures, man. They stole our culture, man. They stole our power. They took our Bible away from us when we were in slavery and retaught us and had us comfortable that thinking slavery was that we were meant to be enslaved, man. They stole our culture. They stole our law, statutes, and commandments, man. They steal continents. You know what I'm saying? And listen, when these chariots show up to do their work, they're going to enter the house of all those who steal, man, who break the law, statutes, and commandments, who transgress the law, man. Sinners. Go ahead. And into
Khan, and into the house of him that sweareth falsely by my name.
listen, the Most High is going to bring these curses forth, man. These UFOs, these so-called UFOs, these chariots. He's going to bring them forth to the house of the thief, and to the house of him that sweareth falsely by his name, that claim that the God of the Bible loves all nations, that the God of the Bible, you know what I'm saying, will save the so-called oppressor, the white man. Hell no, man. To hell with that doctrine, man. The God of the Bible belongs to Israelites, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the love of God is brought forth when you practice the law, statutes, and commandments, man. And keeping your culture, keeping what is written in the Bible is not grievous, Israel. The Most High is going to bring these curses forth, these so-called UFOs, into the house of the thief, and to the house of them that sweareth falsely by his name, man. Go ahead.
Khan, and it shall remain in the midst of his house,
All right.
and shall consume it,
And shall what?
and shall consume it
Go ahead.
with the timber thereof and the stones thereof.
Listen, man, when these so-called UFOs show up to do the work Most High's bidding, man, they're going to hover over the house of all those sinners, man. For all of those who didn't keep their culture. For all of those who didn't want to put down the pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. For all of those who didn't want to put down the blunt and the cigarettes. For all of those who didn't want to put away, say, to hell with my familiar spirits, I'm going to come home to my culture and my salvation here in the ICPK, man. He's going to come into your house. He's going to invite these UFOs over your house, and they're going to consume it. They're going to destroy it, man. Just like this room that I'm in, man. It's constructed out of beams of wood and tile and stone, man. It's going to be consumed. It's going to be destroyed. Thus saith the Lord, man, according to Zechariah 5 and verse 4, man. Give me Hebrews 12 and 29 real quick, man. I want my people to understand that the power that we serve, the God of the Bible, is nothing to be trifled with, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be forfeiting and half-stepping and claiming to be on the side of the Most High, claiming that you have the love of God when you're not keeping not one of his law, statutes, and commandments, man. You're stealing. You're swearing up and down, man. You're forfeiting your culture and passing on your God and making it and believing in the doctrines of these other nations, the Christian church, and believe that the God of the Bible belongs to everybody, man. Hell no, man. You know what I'm saying? These curses, these so-called UFOs, these chariots, are going to be a curse upon those who are on the wrong side of the law, who are on the wrong side of the truth. You got it, sir?
Khan.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12,
Verse 29.
No, just Hebrews 12 and 29. Yeah, go ahead.
12 and 29.
Yeah.
Khan. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 12, verse 29. That's correct, sir? For our God.
For who?
For our God.
Who's God?
Our God.
The God of Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, Israelites. Go ahead.
Is a consuming fire.
He is a what?
A consuming fire.
The God of the Bible, the 1611 King James Version of the Bible is what?
Salaki is a consuming fire.
He is a consuming fire, man. When Christ walked upon the earth, he upheld all the law, statutes, and commandments. And he said, get it out of your head. He said, think not that I have come to destroy the law of the prophets, man. He was a living example of what it meant to live perfectly, to keep your culture, to be on the right side of God, man. Because the God that we serve is nothing to be trifled with. He is a terrible power.
Right.
He is a living God. You know what I'm saying? He is a consuming fire, according to Hebrews 12 and 29. And that's coming from the New Testament. For you Christians out there who think you can eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, you have sex with whores, smoke weed and cigarettes, and then go to so-called church on Sunday and have a song and dance and feel good.
Right.
Hit the reset button and go back to your carnal, evil lifestyle starting Monday morning. You are of your father, the devil. You are of your white daddy, the devil. You are of your crowd daddy, the devil. Goddamn. The God that we serve, Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, our God He is a consuming fire.
Right.
You better get that in your spirit, man. You better wake up, man. And start asking important questions. Give me Isaiah 66 and 15. Give me Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 15, man. World War III is upon us. The Navy, the Army. Let me see, where were we at? Let me listen. The Army, the Navy, NASA, the Federal Aviation Administration, the Galileo Project at Harvard University, the director of optical technology of the Optical Technology Center at Montana State University, the Scientific Coalition of UAP, Unidentified Aerial Phenomenal Studies, and the American Institute of Astronautics and Aeronautics are coming together, man,
Right.
to seek answers as to what the hell is coming from the sky, man. But our people are comfortable. Our people are downplaying the strength and power and might of our God, who is a consuming fire. And he's going to show his power and his strength, his military power and strength, by way of these so-called UFOs, man, these chariots,
Right.
these wheels within the wheel, these flying rolls, man, these football-sized shaped blimps, which are going to come out of the sky, man. The Most High is going to make his name known. He's going to make his work known for all of those who steal and swear up and down against his name, man. Transgressing the law, whether you're a Black, Latino, Native American, or a heathen, man. If you partake in a sinful, carnal lifestyle, you're going to catch the flames. You're going to be consumed, man. Give me Isaiah 66 and 15, man.
Come on. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 15.
Go ahead.
For behold, the Lord will come with fire.
He will come with what?
The Lord will come with fire.
The God of Israel, of Black, Latinos, and Native Americans will come with what?
Will come with fire
Go ahead.
and with his chariot.
And with his what?
And with his chariot.
No, his flying rolls.
And with his chariot.
No, his wheels or his wheels within a wheel.
And with his chariot.
No, with his curses.
And with his chariot.
Go ahead.
Like a whirlwind.
Like a what?
Like a whirlwind.
Go ahead.
To render his anger with fury. And his rebuke with flames of fire.
And his rebuke with what?
With flames of fire.
And his rebuke with flames of fire, man. That's how the Most High is going to show up, man. When he brings that curse, man, that flying roll, that so-called UFO, man, that chariot, he's going to come with like a whirlwind to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire, man. You better understand, man. I know y'all, for all of those naysayers and all those on the outside looking in at the ICPK, y'all see us rocking these UFOs. Y'all see, you know what I'm saying, these so-called UFOs, you know what I'm saying, our t-shirts, you know, on social media. Like, what the hell is this all about? We're teaching you what it is, man.
Right.
It's the curses, man. It's our Space Force. It's the Most High displaying his anger and fury with rebuke with flames of fire, man. Give me verse 16. Isaiah 66 and 16. Go ahead. Oh, wait. Isaiah 66 and verse 16. Man. Any of your brothers good? Go ahead, sir.
Y'all got it, sir.
Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 16. For by fire.
For by what?
For by fire.
For by what?
For by fire.
Go ahead.
And by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh.
For the Lord will plead with all flesh. I mean, no one is safe from the vengeance from the Lord, man.
Right.
No one is safe from these curses, man. No one is safe, man. You know what I'm saying? He's going to come by fire and by his sword, man. And he's going to plead. He's going to show himself against all flesh, all manner of man and beast. He's going to plead with all flesh. Go ahead.
Come. And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
Shall be what?
Shall be many.
Shall be many, men. This is what's to come in World War III, man. This is what our oppressors are afraid of, man. And they know what is to come, man. You know what I'm saying? They know when these chariots, these so-called UFOs, when they get down and start moving, when they move across the skies, when they turn not, when they start displaying balloon technology, you know what I'm saying? Anti-gravitational propulsion, man. It's going to be game over, man. Time's up, man. But we are pleading with our people now before the God pleads with all mankind and all animal kind with flesh, man. Lock it. Let me give me 1, 2.
So like, before you move on,
Go ahead.
yeah, I want you to read this right from me.
Okay. I'm saying, so read that verse you just read. Please. Come. Verse 16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead.
Right. So Christians think when Christ comes back, he's gonna be coming back with flowers and candy and hugs and and saying I love you and all this, that, and the third. But the Bible is telling you when Christ returns, he's coming back to plead. Now, when you thinking he pleading like for what? What is he pleading for? What do you think plead means? Right? Where was you got? Where the definition of plead?
This is plead, and the definition of plead is to make an emotional appeal.
This is an emotional appeal. Like the Lord Christ feels, you know, he feels some type of way of how his people has been treated, how Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans have been treated here on this earth.
That's right.
By you heathens. You understand? So this is an emotional appeal, right? Go ahead. What was the rest of the definition say?
Come. Present and argue.
Like he's coming back to argue, right? But not with words, right? Not with words and conflict and strife, like talking about, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers, y'all people need to leave my people alone, this and that and the third. He's not coming back. He's not coming back the same way Moses came when he said, let my people go.
Right.
Why? Because Commander General Yohana has been sending priests and prophets of the Lord to tell you that the Lord is coming back to set us free. The Lord is coming back to give us our rightful rulership on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And you refuse to let us go. You refuse to come down and kiss our boots.
Right.
You refuse to, you know what I'm saying, to hearken on to what we're telling you. You don't believe the words of Christ.
Right.
You don't believe the Bible. Why? Because you are a Christian. You understand? Now go ahead. You understand? Okay. You understand? So the Christ is coming back not to plead and ask and say, hey, you know, y'all need to let my people go. Y'all need to bring Black, Hispanic, Native Americans and put them in their own land. You understand? Christ is not coming back with words.
Right.
You understand? Christ under commanding General Yohana has sent us out to give words,
right.
to bring prophecy. You understand? To give warning to the earth. You understand? But Christ is coming back to plead with what?
With all flesh.
Right? No, with the sword, right? With fire, preach from the top.
Come. Verse 16. For by fire and by his sword.
So he's coming back to plead with you, not with words, not with an argument. You understand? But with fire and a sword.
Right.
Is he going to plead with all flesh? You understand? We've been doing all the talking, and we're tired of talking.
That's right.
You understand? It's time for Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans to come back together as a nation.
That's right.
You understand? Under Christ, under commanding General Yohana.
Under one doctrine.
You understand? Under one doctrine.
Right.
One law, one God, and not all these other philosophies. You understand?
Right.
Right? So Christ is coming back to do what?
Plead with all flesh.
Right, go ahead.
And the slain of the Lord shall be many.
And the slaying of the Lord is going to be many.
Damn right.
You understand? Christ is coming back not to play games, not to talk, politics. You understand? So Christ is not coming back to have a seat in the United Nations. You understand?
Right.
You had your chance. You know what I'm saying? You've been walking on Black, Hispanic, Native Americans for over 400 years, 500 years, and that time is coming to an end.
Right.
You understand? Christ is coming back to plead with you with his sword, with fire and his sword. You understand? Salaki, go ahead.
Most High, hey, give it up, priest and officer of 500 in the quad, man. You know what I'm saying? We broadcast live from the city of Austin, man. Waking up Black Austin, waking up Latino Austin, Native American Austin, man. You know what I'm saying? We're here breaking down the truth, man, giving it to you aggressively, not sugarcoating a goddamn thing, man. Christ was a dark-skinned black man coming from the skies, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Here to do the work of the Most High, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Pleading with all flesh, with anger and fury for all of those who hearken not unto the voice of the Lord, man, who hearken not to the ordained priests and prophets here in the ISUPK, man.
That's right.
You're going to catch the curses of these so-called UFOs, these chariots that turn not when they move, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unpredictable, man. That's not the curse that we want y'all to catch, man. And when these UFOs, these so-called UFOs show up, these chariots show up, listen, it's game over. It's time's up, man. You forfeited your grace period. You forfeited the time that the Most High gave you to get into the truth, to get into the doors of the ISUPK, man. You didn't ask that question, which you should have asked, man. You didn't grab that flyer. You didn't report to the camp leader of the city of Austin.
Right.
To Officer Awaniela of 5,000, man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? This is the home of the truth, man. The spirit of Christ lives in the ISUPK, man.
That's right.
And we do the exact same work that he did, man. We walked and we went about the highways and the byways, man. Republic Square, HEB, Walmart, Chicano Park. You know what I'm saying? What was the other one?
HEB.
The other park, I forgot it.
Oh,
Givens Park. Working up our people, man. Clothing our people, feeding our people. Y'all forfeited it. You just had to take another hit of that blunt or that cigarette, man. You just had to take that invite to that holiday party, man. And to eat that pork rib sandwich, man. To eat that turkey dinner that the Most High hates. He's not taking part in those assemblies, man. Those feast days, man. I need to get on the right side of the truth, man. Let me get 3 more verses and we'll wrap it up. I am going over time, but Salaki, you know what I'm saying? I get a little bit more not festive, but what's the word? Zealous when it comes to the chariots of the Most High, man. Give me 1 John 3 and 14, man. Y'all need to come into the ISUPK, man. Black Latinos and Native Americans. Get into the ISUPK. Put away your old self, man. Do your 90 days if you're a brother, man. Mm-hmm. Do your 6 months if you're a sister, man. Learn to be brainwashed in the righteous way, man. To die to your old self. To have your brain washed so you can relearn your culture. You know what I'm saying? Put on your new self. Your new name. Your new spirit, which you were supposed to be born with, man. You know what I'm saying? Put away these feast days, man. Put away Christmas. We command you this day to put away Christmas and any other so-called feast days of our oppressors this day. Give me 1 John 3 and 14.
This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 14. We know that we have passed from death unto life.
We know that, you know what I'm saying, very well, man, here in the ICPK. We have passed from death to life. We have died to our old selves and been coming to life, man. Our new spirits, man.
Right.
Life, salvation. We have come into the spirit of loving God, which is keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, man. We honor the work that Christ, our King, did when he walked upon the earth. We honor the fact that he said, think not, get it out of your head. Think not, dispel what they have taught you in the Christian church, man. That the laws are done away with, man. Hell no, man. The earth is still beneath us and the heavens are still above us, man. Not one jot or one tittle of the law should be done away with, man. Your culture still stands, and you were held accountable this day to put it into practice, man. Go ahead.
Because we love the brethren.
Because we what?
We love the brethren.
Listen, man. We have true brotherhood and sisterhood here in the ISUPK. Brotherhood and sisterhood is a weapon, man. Separation is warfare, man.
Right.
The race card is the most important card in the deck of life, man. All the other nations are playing it, Israel. But Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, we're not playing the race card, man. And it's a sad, traumatic thing because we are a compassionate people, man. Because we do have compassion for the other nations, man. But the compassion that we have for other nations, we're not having that for ourselves, man. That's the sad part, man. You have to love your own.
Right.
You have to love your own brothers and sisters. You have to love Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans should only love Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man.
That's right.
The 12 tribes, man. Our nation, our people, man. You know what I'm saying? Let the Chinaman have his own Chinatowns in every major city, man. Let him.
Right.
But for us, we have our own zones in every major city, man. We have our own zone here in the city of Austin, man. We love Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Officer Naquan 500, Officer Tamakia 50, myself, Officer Razan Ayash, Trooper Yahadir, Trooper Gadayawan, man. Officer Wanyala 5,000, Captain Yatazak of 10,000, man. We give a damn about Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. We put our lives on the line every Friday on the corner of 6th Street and Netches, man. On a pulpit of wood, on the mic blazing, waking y'all up, man. Y'all better wake up, man. There's true brotherhood and sisterhood. That's how you build up a kingdom, man. That's how you practice separation. It's brotherhood and sisterhood, man. We love the brethren. We love the sisters, man. According to the scriptures, man. We love Christ and the work that he did. We put respect on it, man. We're not Christians back here, man. This is not a religion. This is a school. ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. Go ahead, finish it.
Khan, he that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
Listen, if you're not in the ISUPK, you're living a life of death, a life of filth, a life of sin, of transgressing the law, of stealing and swearing against our guy's name, man. And because of that, you're gonna catch the curse. You're gonna catch the works of these so-called UFOs, these chariots, these whirlwinds, these flying rolls, man. You're going to be consumed by fire when they show up, man. Give me 2 Corinthians 5 and 17, man. So like it. 2 Corinthians 5 and 17. And we're pleading with our people to come home, man. World War III is upon us, man. This is a long class. I've still got 2 more scriptures. We'll wrap it up. But listen, man. This is the time we need to take to tune in and get into the school, man. Come home. This is your corner, man, for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Go ahead.
Khan, this is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17. Therefore, if any man be in Christ.
If any man what?
If any man be in Christ.
If any man comes into the ISUPK and does his 90 days, if any woman that comes into the ISUPK and does her 6 months, go ahead.
He is a new creature.
He is what?
He is a new creature.
And as well, that sister that comes in the ISUPK does her 6 months, she is a new creature. For any brother or sister that comes home to the truth, that comes to their culture and repents, makes a permanent change. That's what repentance means. Who's hardcore about their culture, hardcore about following the steps of our King, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, they are a new creature. They have died to the old self. They have passed from death into life. The Spirit of Christ, Yahweh Shai Mashiach, only lives here in the ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, man. Go ahead.
Old things are passed away.
What things are passed away?
Old things are passed away.
That old man, that old woman, that old sinful, lying, stealing bastard of a man and woman, that old whore, that thief, that whoremonger, that pot smoker, that weed smoker, that pork eater, that Christian has passed away. Go ahead.
Behold, all things are become new.
Behold what?
Behold, all things are become new.
Listen, that's what happens when you come into the ISUPK, man. You become a new creature, man.
Right.
A new being. You have a completely different spirit, man. And it's the spirit that you were born with. It's the spirit. Listen, it's a whole other class, but reincarnation and regeneration. When you put on the oath, that same spirit that you were in the past life, man. But when you came into this spirit, you learned the doctrines of these heathens, man. You fell asleep. You became comfortable with your familiar spirits. You were seduced by the demon of nostalgia. You were seduced by the demon of procrastination. You know what I'm saying? And you couldn't help but resist but sing those Christmas carols and to take part in that holiday ham and those pagan feast days, man. You lost track. You fell off. But this is the home of the truth, man. We're beckoning you to come home and be that new creature, man. Let the old things pass, man. So that all the world, all of Israel and all of the heathen nations can behold that you are become new. You've come home to your culture and you know where you belong, man. The ISUPK is the home and sanctuary for Black Latinos and Native Americans, man. Come home and become a new creature, goddammit.
Right.
Pleading with you. It is our prayer that all of Israel shall be saved, man. Become a new creature, man. I'm emphasizing that word creature for a reason, man. Give me the last scripture, we'll be right out of it. Give me Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 22. Man. Give me Ezekiel 1 and Ezekiel chapter 1 and verse 22, man. This is going on mic drop, and I'll be done with today's class, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 22. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature.
Stop. In the likeness of the firmament. What is the firmament, man? The firmament is the section of aerospace, the section of the sky above every major city, man. And I'm speaking to the city of Austin, man. I'll drive it home and make it real. I'm talking about the capital. The capital of Austin is made of pink granite, man. When Christ comes back with his 200 million angels, there's going to be something above the firmament of the capital of Austin, man. The section of space and sky. That's the firmament. Go ahead. Actually, start from the top one more time.
Come on. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 22. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature.
Upon the heads of the what?
Of the living creature.
Upon the heads of the what?
Of the living creature.
And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature, man. You're looking at a living creature right now. You're listening to the voice of Trooper Yahadra. He is a living creature. Officer Naquan 500, Officer Thamakia 50. We are living creatures back here, man. We have passed from death into life, died to our old selves, hearkening to the voice of the priests and prophets in the ISUPK. Died to the old man. We became living creatures, man. I need our people to understand that these living creatures, these so-called UFOs, these chariots are piloted by angels with 4 faces and 2 sets of wings and the feet like calves' feet, man. They sparkle like burnished brass, man.
Right.
But they're also piloted by living creatures. Black men, niggas, spicks, so-called niggas, spicks, and redskins, man. Israelites. These so-called chariots, these UFOs, are piloted not only by angels, but by living humans. Brought back to life according to the scriptures, man. Men, just like Christ. We are the living creatures. We are alive this day. And when we walk upon the earth as living creatures, when Christ shows up, there's going to be a spacecraft hovering above our heads, man, above the firmament of our heads. Us, living creatures, alive in Christ, alive in our culture. Go ahead. From the top one more time, Salaki.
Come. This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 22. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature
Go ahead.
was as the color of the terrible
The
crystal.
color of what?
Was as the color of the terrible crystal.
Was as the color of the what?
Was as the color of the terrible crystal.
Listen, I'm just trying to drive the point home, man. When these so-called chariots show up, man, they're going to be as the color of the terrible crystal, man. And what is that terrible crystal, man? It's that spacecraft, man. It's going to be above. It's going to be hovering above of every major city, man. It's going to show up like a curse to do the work of the Lord, man. To cut off those, man, with flames of fire, man. To consume every building, to consume the state capitol with the stones and the timber thereof, man. If every high-rise skyscraper and building that our oppressor has built up out of his pride, out of his lust for blood and hatred for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. That terrible crystal is the curse, man. The wheel within the wheel, the flying roll, the chariot, man, the whirlwind, man. It's going to show up like a curse, man. And when it shows up, it's going to be game over, man. It's going to be too late. You're going to realize at the last minute that you gambled with God's grace, man, and you didn't come into the ICPK, man. Go ahead.
Come. Stretch forth.
What?
Stretch forth.
Go ahead.
Over their heads above.
Stretched forth over their heads above, man. Listen, man, that's the last scripture. But listen, you're gonna be out in goddamn Lake Travis or somewhere, or on the beach of some city at noonday, man. And you're gonna be like, what the hell's going on? Like, why is it dark all of a sudden, man?
Right.
Where's the sun? Why are the streetlights coming on, man? You know what I'm saying? Why are my headlights automatically turning on in my car? That means that, listen, and that day there's going to be a giant spacecraft, a chariot stretched. It's going to block out the sun, man. And that feeling of dread is going to come over you, man. You're going to realize it's the curse. It is the wheel.
Right.
Or the wheel within the wheel. It's that chariot, that flying roll. It's going to be noonday, man. You're going to walk outside and be like, what the hell is going on, man? You're going to see a roof. It's going to look like a goddamn roof over your head, man. And it's really just the underside of a damn spacecraft, man. What's her name? We'll go back to the article real quick. What's her name? Kirsten Gillibrand was talking about, man. The Navy, the Air Force, the very thing that all the King's horsemen and Kingsmen are coming together to find answers to, man. And we're giving you the answers here in the ICPK for Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know, so you're gonna walk out on the top floor of the damn Empire State Building of New York City.
Sure.
At noonday. It's gonna be dark as night because there's gonna be a spacecraft stretched in the firmament above that city, man. Every major city, above the city of Killeen or Fort Hood. Thus saith the Lord. And in that day, you will know, man. That is the curse that we've been warning you about, man. Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all better get with the program, man. All the other nations are getting down with the program, man. Every other nation has their own space force, their own military, and they're gathering together, man. You know what I'm saying? Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know what I'm saying? Y'all better hearken into the voice of these ordained priests and prophets, just like Moses and the elders, man, did in Deuteronomy 27:1, man. We command you this day to come home. You know what I'm saying? Listen, with that concludes my class. The water, if you tuned in, listen, man. Listen, we're not out here just for camera time. You know what I'm saying? We're not out here for FaceTime, just for exposure. Like we got nothing else to do. We're here for our people, man. Ask us some questions. Drop us a DM. You know what I'm saying? We are not only broadcasting on Facebook, we're on YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, man. And we're out there on these public corners, man. 6th Street, on the corner of in Austin, Texas, corner of 6th Street and Natchez from 3 p.m. until, man. Y'all better wake up and come home, Israel, because we're doing this out of love, man. World War III is here, man. Get with the program, man. And with that, you know what I'm saying, I give a courtesy salute to all of those who tuned in, to all the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Barakatah. And to all the sisters who have tuned in and will tune in, Shalom, Yahweh Shema, Alatam Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. You know what I'm saying? We'll sign off with a UPK banger from our camp camp leader, Officer One Y'all Rolling Hard, man. Oh, Salakia. Before we get into that, we're gonna have Triple Yahadra give out the security announcements.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluting only. They're here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister.
Right.
There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, which can be found in the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ashura, 10% of every penny or any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations.
Most High in Christ, the next upcoming holy convocation is the Feast of Purim. You know what I'm saying? This is on the 14th day and the 15th day of the 12th month, which is Monday, February 14th, and Tuesday, February 15th, 2022. And this can be found in Esther chapter 9, verses 20 through 31. Go ahead. I'll give it back to Triple Yahadra.
Okay. Remind Akim and Aqua to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to become a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. This is the ISUPK security announcements. Passing the class back to Officer Razan Hayat.
Most High in Christ, the water for that trooper. Listen, man. ISUPK awesome. We're working diligently to build up our own school. You know what I'm saying? Priest funds, you know what I'm saying, goes strictly to building, you know what I'm saying, to what we need to put our school together. You know what I'm saying? We'd rather get from behind this class, this video camera, and be in an actual building for all Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans with the city of Austin to come together, man. Under one door, man, under one banner, man. One building, man. But with that, the water for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna tune out. So like we're going to finish out with a UPK banger from Officer Waniala, a 5,000. You know what I'm saying? Rolling hard, man. The water for tuning in.
When you got feet, you gotta run a race. It's a track meet. Can't trust nobody on the street, so you pack heat. Just got a phone call, my homie I grew up with dead. And last night my other partner had his toe kicked in by Fed. Crooked gospel to your hood and up your steps. Searching till they find your stash box where the gun is kept. I ain't never slept. Some
Shalom, Israel. Salaki.